Happy Sunday, everybody. What's up, everybody? As you can see, StreamYard allows you to have a title now. So if you ever would like to be up on panel, and you can add whatever title you want. If you're a YouTube content creator, you can put your handle. You can put whatever you want down there. Pretty cool. And we're gonna have the open panel, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the link out there in chat. Before I get to chat, got a bunch of stuff to let you guys know about. Been working on stuff the last couple of days, Got the call-in line open. Let me test out the ringer. All right, it's working. That's good to go. Yes, got some stuff to go over with everybody. Thank you for joining. Please hit the like, subscribe, share, and click the bell to get notified of the upcoming shows. Good evening, Kib Kitty. Good evening, Dre. Good evening, Pam. Good evening, SRB. Good evening, Cassie. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're healing quickly. Thank you for hopping in for a moment. Appreciate you. As always, Baptismo. And speaking of, I did also go through all the timers on my Baptismo, so hopefully it's a little more spread out. Again, I was updating everything that you can imagine. Not only I got to get my name to what I wanted it to be now, so that's official. And I had a whole bunch of updating to do besides that. I fixed my coffee sign as best as I could. And I got some ideas and some new things to show you guys. Oh, yeah. I bet you're so excited, SRB. Yes. Good evening. Ava, how you doing? Oh, cool icon pick. I like the artistic colors on it. All right. I'm glad you're able to. Yeah. All right. So I want to thank Josie. Yes, I fixed the coffee sign. I'll be showing you here shortly. Yes. Okay. So I want to thank Josie. She graciously offered 3 hours of her time Saturday morning so she could teach me Discord. And so I'm not going to have a Discord where there's foods and all this other stuff, okay? My Discord is basically going to be just for my mods on YouTube. I still would, if you want to send me, you want to add me as a friend and you're not a mod, please do, because it is a really great way to get links for the show. But mainly what I would like to do, and this is my idea behind my Discord and all the mods in my channel. I used to stream on Monday nights. I used to stream every freaking night. What's up, Kevin Kraft? I used to stream every night. And a couple of weeks ago, I changed up my schedule where I have Saturday nights off. Sometimes I stream, it's a bonus, right? But I took Mondays off. And what I would like to do, there's a lot of stuff going on out there behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with the channel that unfortunately I'm not always able to catch because I run a live show every night. When I'm running a live show and when we're watching a video, like you guys are watching a video with me, I'm doing 5 other things while that video is taking place, and that's almost with every video. I'm checking emails, I'm checking new videos coming out, I'm checking what video I'm going to play next, I'm going through messages, replying. There's a lot of stuff that I do during these videos, and so I do miss stuff when it comes to stuff inside the show, things like that. So I would like to, if there's any mods out there of mine, on Monday nights, if around 7:30 or something maybe, or even 7, like my normal showtime is, if whatever mods are available on Monday night at 7:30, for, I would say, at the most an hour. I would say a half an hour to an hour on Monday nights. If any of my mods would be available, if we could use Discord to have Monday mod meetings. So we would get together on Mondays on Discord, have a voice chat, discuss stuff with the show, things that we need to look out for, uh, maybe certain cases that I'm not covering, maybe advice towards me on what I could do better for you. Um, just kind of like a weekly meeting, uh, half an hour to an hour on Monday nights around the normal time that I would stream. And then that way, if there's things going on behind the scenes that I need to let you guys be aware of, we're all in a collective area where we can discuss and collaborate and throw ideas or discuss advice or things like that. So starting this Monday night, tomorrow night, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say if 7:30 would be cool. Um, if we could do 7:30 for the first one, and then maybe just kind of go from there. No, that's cool. I'm just saying, um, because I used to always stream on Mondays, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just make a small meeting each week where we can discuss security, we can discuss um, improvements, we can discuss whatever, just to make it a better experience, not only for you yourself, but at the same time for new people coming in. So we can always, yes, 7:30 Central. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. Um, just and then if I need to do something better for you guys can come to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like I sat down with Justice Served earlier this morning for about 2 or 3 hours, and we just had a great conversation about a lot of stuff. And so if there's things that you feel that I need to do more or better or whatever, that's a time where you guys can be like, hey, and I'm always open to anybody's advice on it, seriously. Okay, so I would like to start off having Monday meetings with my mods, and we'll go ahead and start off 7:30 tomorrow night. So whoever's able to join, I'll just go ahead and send out an invite, and if you're able to join, please do. The second thing that I would like to share with everybody is for all those who would like, I know there's been a lot of questions, a little powwow. Yeah, exactly. I've had a lot of people ask me the last few weeks about memberships. And I feel really bad because it's like, yeah, I got to get to 1,000 subscribers before I can have memberships. I don't know why it's that way. I feel if you're at 100 subs, then you should be able to at least have memberships for your channel, even though you can't get monetized. Okay. So what I wanted to do, there's two things I did. One thing is I was talking to some people and they said, a lot of people just use PayPal. Not many people use Cash App. So I went ahead and got my PayPal set up, and I'll have my PayPal link display with my Cash App link. Any of the donations that come to me are going to go to the setup, and they have been. We got my coffee light, I got my paint stand coming, we got a mic arm coming, and then I have, and thank you for that, Dre, that donation, and the rest of the donation that I didn't use on the mic arm, I'm going to be putting towards the soundboard. So I want you guys to know that whatever donations are coming in, it's going to be to upgrade the show, the equipment, the experience, everything that's involved with it. Now, another thing that you can do, and I set this up today, and I'm so excited for this. This is like one of the favorite things I want to tell you guys. The Evil CJ show now has a coffee cup. So this is the picture. This is a screenshot of me when I'm creating it. So I wanted you guys to actually see what it's actually a wraparound. So the whole evil CJ with the avatar goes from one side of the cup to the other. And this is what it looks like on the store. Okay. And so this is the actual store itself. And this is the link to the Evil CJ store. Now, the cool thing about this is that, ooh, an Amazon wish list. I never thought about that because that's where I get all my stuff. You know, my mic arm, my microphone, my coffee sign, my paint stand, my sorry, but it sounds like you're saying Evil CJ. Yeah. That's what it sounds like because that's how I pronounce it. Evil CJ. It looks like one way, but it's pronounced another. That's why I love my name so much. But this is the store. Now, I still have to, right now I only have the logo with like the star background, okay? So right now, until I get the logo with the transparent background, which it'll be coming. But once I get the logo with the transparent background, you'll be able to, you know, change the colors and it'll just have the logo itself without the square. But this is what it looks like. We got the shirt, we got the hat. This is the trucker hat that I made. Don't show the logo on that one. I don't know why. But yeah, the coffee cup, the t-shirt, whatever. Now there's more things that I can make. I can make t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, hats, and mugs. So if anybody would like a specific shirt with a specific design of the show, let me know and I can specifically make it for you to be able to order it. So it'll be whatever custom, you know, you can ask me, hey, do you have this kind of logo of the show or the avatar? Like I could have my avatar face on there, like whatever you guys want. So it doesn't have to be necessarily what's on the store. You can say, hey, I want a snapback hat with just the evil CJ on it. All right, I got you. So we can make custom stuff, but the main thing I have, you know, all this, unless you're getting a black hat, shirt, sweater, just hold off on getting any of the other colors yet because I'm gonna have the logo without the stars in the back coming soon. Probably by next weekend, I'll have the new items up without that. But the main thing you could get right now is the Evil CJ coffee mug. Now, these proceeds, I get about $8 from the coffee cup. So basically, I get about 40 to 45% of what it actually costs on the store. So anything you want custom, let me know. I can create it, put it up there, publish it on the store, and you can just go click right, bam, it's there. Whatever you guys want. Custom orders, whatever. So that's another cool thing. So if you want to help out the show, but you don't want to help out getting a microphone or you don't want to help out with any of the stuff, the equipment, you would want to get something for yourself in return, but you still want to help out the show, this is another way to do it. And it's a really cool way. I'm actually going to I'm probably going to spend tomorrow, since I have it off, besides the mod meeting, I'm going to spend tomorrow and I'm going to make me a really cool hat. And I'm going to order the hat for myself and I'm going to start wearing my own hat on my own fucking show. I'm excited. I can't wait. So, all right. Let me see what else. So we got the merch, the request. Another thing is I was going through Amazon Prime Video. And I know we talked about the Black Phone movie a couple episodes ago and how we all were really interested in watching it. So yesterday I got on Amazon Prime Video And it was funny because I was like, I wonder what's on there. And the black phone popped up. So then that got me going, okay, well, I really need to figure out how to do this Twitch watch party for people that are Amazon Prime members so we can all hang out and watch the black phone together. So I went ahead and learned how to do that. I set it up, I downloaded the app, I went ahead and customized the timers, the backgrounds, the screens, and everything. So that way you guys will still get the same camera, the same microphone, the same CJ in the same spot of the screen, but we all get to watch movies together. So that's another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, that I'm also offering. So if there's any Saturday nights or whatever where everybody wants to sit back at 7, 8 o'clock at night or something, 9 o'clock, and you want to watch a movie together while I'm on camera and we sit there and hang out and chat like we do in YouTube, but we're just on Twitch, just let me know. We can do it. And I think The Black Phone would be a great movie to start off. Another thing, excuse me, and this is the last one. So I wanted a thing for us to be able to do so the people that don't have Twitch, the people that don't have Amazon Prime, and the people that don't have like your typical game console, I wanted to kind of have something where we could all share something together, no matter what we're on, whether it's an Apple, whether it's a Google Play, whether it's on a phone, PC, or tablet. I wanted something that we could do together where nobody's restricted to a certain platform or anything like that, okay? So this is the next thing that I want to offer to the show, and this is called, and you can go to it's a free game. You can go to the Google Play, you can go to the Apple Store, you can go to your PC, your phone, your tablet. It's called Casino World, and it's a multiplayer game that we can all hang out together. I can host my own private game room where we can all play slots, we can all play bingo, we can all play Texas Hold'em poker, we can all play a whole bunch of games together, conversate together, hang out together, and not have to do true crime, not have to do any of the other stuff. It's just another way for us to be able to hang out, have fun, and not always be so serious all the time. So if you guys are interested, it's called Casino World, and it's a free game. And then I thought maybe the first night that we all hang out and play this sometime, or afternoon, or whatever it is, I thought I could host Evil CJ Bingo. And maybe we can do some prizes that way. Give out real prizes for bingo. I'm doing some collaboration here with Kevin Kraft. So we'll be discussing some things coming up in the future. And maybe that's something he can have some ideas on. Kevin Kraft, I need you to join my Discord, man. Evil CJ number 2540. So those are the things that I wanted to show you guys real quick. If you're just joining and you missed out, just go ahead and start from the beginning after the show's over, watch the replay, and just check out everything from the beginning. It's a lot. It took me almost a half an hour to tell you guys, but man, I've been busting my ass this last 2 days. And I'm so excited that we have all this now. I just wanted to say thank all you guys, because you guys are the motivation that made me I just went balls to the wall. All right. Let me get back to chat and we will start the show. Yeah, there's a lot of people will have Discord for like a whole bunch of different stuff, and I'm just like, no, I just want it for security and advice. I want to be able to have time where me and the mods can discuss everything, whether it's advice, ideas, topics, security reasons. That video requires at least a free trial, so I'll have to set that up. Amazon Prime. and then all you have to do is just link it with your Twitch. Any Amazon Prime members are able to watch it. Unfortunately, you have to have Amazon Prime in order to do it because we're watching copyrighted stuff, but it's on Twitch and I'm an affiliate, so I'm able to do that. No problem. 1,000 is dumb. I want a coffee. I know. I got to get me a hat and a wish list. I'll have to, let me write that down. Because the next thing I'm going to be getting is, once I have enough, I'm going to be getting that soundboard. And that's the next thing. So I'm not sure how many ounces the cup is. I think it's just a regular coffee cup. I never did an Amazon wish list. Oh yeah, there's pink. There's all sorts of pink for the women's shirt too. What's up, Prismatically? How you doing tonight? Oh my gosh. There we go. No, I didn't. I tried I tried looking for it and I couldn't find it. And I couldn't it was weird. I don't know. The app must have been bugging because there was no search. It was very odd. I was like, why is there no search? Well, I appreciate hanging in, hopping in and hanging out. Yeah, especially the bingo. I think it'll be so cool to give away real prizes. Oh, you have a channel, Grizz? Is that an app? Discord is an app, Kevin. But it's an amazing app. But I'm just using it for my mods on YouTube, and like I said, it's just for meeting purposes, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else other than that. There's so many other Discords out there. If you want to get on there and talk about food and trash and all that other stuff, you're more than welcome to on all the other ones. This one is not one for that. With the next week, I've had him just, hey, I hear you. Relax, man. Chill back and relax. And Kevin, you're more than welcome to hop on up here too if you'd like, man. I do have my call-in line open as well. If you'd like to call the show, you can. 812-250-8484. Or you can request an open panel. I'll go ahead and put a panel invite out there. So if anybody would like to hop up, you're more than welcome. Yeah, please do, man. It's amazing, especially when it comes, because I used it yesterday morning and I used it this morning, and yeah, me too, Ava. But for the basics and what I'm just wanting to do with it, it's going to be an amazing tool, and it's not that hard. For tomorrow night, if there's any mods that would like to join, it's simply you just getting an invite in your Discord direct message, and you just click and join. That's all you got to do. I'm not going to be screen sharing or nothing. I'm just going to be sitting there. We'll just be talking on the headset or the earbuds or whatever you guys are using. Yeah, it's very easy. All you have to do is add me. Evil CJ number 2540. And then I'll go ahead and explain it from there. It's very simple. Really, it really is just you getting a message and you just click and join conversation. You don't have to worry about nothing else. Yeah, it's super simple. I just learned. I just sat down for 3 hours yesterday because I was learning all the ins and outs and every single thing that you could do with it. I wanted to learn about everything that you could do, but my vision for the Discord was always, just for meetings and such. And that's it. Just for a very small crowd. Nothing, no chat boards, nothing. Not even for my mods. It's just for meetings and progression. Very simple. All right, so let me switch to the videos here. And I want to thank you all for the updates. I got so many updates the last couple days. I'm just going to thank you all because I've gotten so many. Okay, let me see here. So this is a new case that I haven't covered that I'm going to start covering tonight. Okay. And this is Nicola Bully or Bully. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. We'll find out. Oh, look, she's got a microphone like I do now. Did this used to be? I don't remember following or subbing a Crime Stories Obsessed. I always thought it was Crime Stories Obsessed UK. Maybe they changed their name. They got the microphone like I do now. You got to love that microphone. I think it is the same channel. Okay. Well, I did want to play a little bit of an intro. This is Photos and Happy Times. I don't know anything about the case. What's up, Cherry Cherry? I don't know anything about the case, but we will get into it tonight. Is that Casino World on Twitch? No, actually, it's because I'm going to be playing it on my computer, and you can use your PC, phone, tablet, and it's a free game. I'm just going to be streaming it to YouTube with StreamYard. So I'll be using StreamYard. If you want to hop up on Open Panel and hang out and talk while we're playing bingo, you're more than welcome. I can have 10 people up on Open Panel. But nothing through Twitch. It will be strictly through StreamYard and YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video. This is Crime Stories Obsessed. Let me put the channel link in the chat. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me while I went through all the new stuff that I got going with the channel. I'm so excited for them coffee cups, man. I love coffee. Coffee cups. I wish I could order. Well, you know what? We could maybe do some kind of Yeti customized cup if you're wanting to spend $70 for a coffee cup. Otherwise, $15 in the Evil CJ store. I'm sorry, I gotta mute it because I don't know who owns that music. Thank you so much, Esther B. That's so sweet of you. Ooh. That makes me think of Bruce Almighty. Oh, I'm here, Pam. I'm just kind of chilling back, just enjoying this little tribute that they have here. It's almost over. We'll get into this case. I'm not familiar with it either. I just wanted to play this because I thought it was sweet. I just thought it was sweet. So if you'd like to link to this little picture tribute that the channel did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And Kib Kitty, thank you. I'm serious. I really did bust my ass. I literally was like, I even like, I was so busy trying to get everything ready for tonight the last couple days that I literally like barely ate. That's how freaking busy I was. I barely even ate. But I had a nice double freaking serving of some real hearty chicken noodle soup with carrots and green beans and all sorts of good stuff, and I'm good to go. Kevin, what's going on? You can either call, man. You can do the live call if you'd like, 812-250-8484 if you'd like to call. If you're having issues with open panel, again, I'll go ahead and put it out there. All you have to do is click on the link and it will take you to the web browser, whatever your phone uses for your web browser. It'll take you to StreamYard.com on your phone's web browser. And then you just turn you just go in with your mic and your cam turned on, and then you shut your cam off and leave your mic turned on, and then I'll go ahead and add you from the backstage to the live stage. Oh, you're trying to call? One second here. I think it bugged out. Let me reset it. All right, let me see here. Now let me go ahead and test it real quick. All right, let's see here. It's this Google thing. Sometimes it's buggy. So I'm just opening up a new one. There we go. Okay, now I got that, and I'm good to go there. So yeah, it's not working. Trying the number. Okay. Yeah, I also had to get off that. Yeah. If you're on a panel, you really, you gotta basically close out everything on your phone, and really the panel's better because we can still watch videos and screen share. The phone call is just a direct call, and it's just a phone call, so we won't be able to screen share or show videos or articles or such like that. So if you'd like to just talk about something specific, please call. If you'd like to hang out and chat while we're watching some of these videos, you'll probably want to try and maybe restart your phone or something and then see if you can do the open panel. And anybody else too, if you'd like to hop up, just go ahead and click the link or shoot me a call. I figure I'll give an opportunity for the voice calls in between videos. So that way, if there's anything anybody would like to talk about specifically before we move on to another topic or something, you're more than welcome to call too. So whatever you're comfortable with. I got both of them open. We're doing both of them from here on out, so we'll do it. All right, we're going to go back to this folder here. I appreciate that little tribute that they did. All right, and then we'll get on camera here. I think I'm in. Yep, you can have Kevin Kraft as your name. As your title underneath Kevin Kraft in the open panel, put your social media for your business. And if you'd like to, we can go over your business real quick once you hop into. Oh, there it is. What's up?
Is it working? Yep, you could.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Oh, I can hear me though.
That's your title underneath, Kevin.
You want to turn
Yeah,
the stream audio down. Okay.
Too many devices.
Yeah, right.
Although my Bluetooth is supposed to be on and it's not working, so
I can hear you just fine.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, man. What's going on? How you doing? How'd the show go?
Yeah. One of the better ones I had since before the holidays, but
Nice.
so I can't complain. Still not making what I want to make, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, it's a grind, man. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subs, so it's a long way. I'm almost at 200 though. I'm at 199 as far as I checked. Yep, they can hear you, Kevin.
Cool. Well, then I'll just leave my phone sitting right here and get onto my other tablet since I have 3 of them down here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to have the chat up so you can hear the chat too if you got another device. And anybody else, you're more than welcome to join too. I can have up to 10 people up here. So is there any certain case that you follow, man, or you just hang out and do you woodworking? What do you got? Is there anything you check out or any particular thing you're into? Oh, thank you. Oh, so like Aussie Jen, the music's good, the voice is good, the videos are good. Like, cause hell, I'll make a note of all of it. Cause I just kind of real quick. Let me see. My funky space age beat is at 27. And I won't touch my microphone anymore. You still there, buddy? I can't hear you if you're talking. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for hopping in again, Aussie. I appreciate you. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we added to the channel. A lot of stuff. My favorite is the coffee cup. Oh, and look. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see coffee now? Oh, nice, Kib Kitty. Yeah, Kib Kitty, if you need help setting it up tomorrow too, I have tomorrow off. I have tomorrow off and I can help you set it up before we have the meeting. So if you'd like to join in the Monday mod meeting, we can get you hooked up before then. If not, maybe SRB would maybe you might be able to help her if you're not busy. But I can definitely try and help you, Kib Kitty, after I get off of work, before the Monday mod meetings. You can see the sign better. Yeah, you can actually see a cup and coffee now. I had to paint over the neons in order to darken it up a little bit. Old bird, what Discord is? Yeah, you got down this. We're gonna have Monday meetings in Discord, and that's pretty much all we're doing with it. I can hear you now, Kevin.
Really? Because I thought I was quiet and haven't said a word.
Yeah, You were quiet for a while. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if it bounced you or what. So is
I
there any like certain Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just confused because it literally I couldn't hear anything. I pick up my other phone to see if check something, and then it magically works. I'm all confused. I love technology.
Well, hey, like it with everybody, the first time they hop on this panel, it's always weird. You know what I mean? But after the
Yeah.
first time, it's like you're talking to a friend on the phone.
I already
You'll
am.
fi-
I miss
you'll
working with you, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey man, you were a great employee, man. You busted your ass. You know, I always appreciated your hard work.
You say that like you were the boss.
Well, I was. She can get a hold of me anytime. Give her my messenger or whatever she needs. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll get you guys linked up after I'm done with my show tonight. Let me write that down so I can make sure I do that when I'm done. Yeah, technology is sent to drive us crazy, Aussie Jen. That's exactly right. And I do have a
Amen.
merch store. What's up?
I just said amen.
Amen. So is there any certain case you follow, man, or you just been hanging out, just chilling?
I really just hang out and can't believe everything I hear about what people do to each other, because it's like,
It's crazy.
why?
Yeah.
Like, how could you enjoy doing this to someone else? But
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy shit, but I try and mix it up a little bit too, you know.
yeah,
But I'll be starting to have some UFO streams, some ghost stories, some dumb criminal shows, where we're chilling back and we're watching dumbass criminals, and the commentary is what's going to be the gold nuggets of the show. Our commentary, whoever's up in panel with me, and our reactions and our comments. That's what the show's going to be about. So I have ideas for shows coming up. Not only the stuff that I brought today from the last couple days of me kind of adding all this new stuff in, but I also have ideas for future shows and different topics and all that good stuff. But yeah, true crime is one of the reasons why I got this whole show started. And so I definitely am into true crime. I've been into it. It is a lot of difficult things to watch or see or hear or whatever sometimes, but I feel like with what we try and do in this channel is we try and learn and we try and help in any way we can, whether that's somebody that just comes across or who knows. There's YouTubers out there that have helped cases in the past, especially recently, so you just never know. But I like to cover the fun things too.
Yeah, it still just blows me away with a lot of the stuff I've been hearing when I can't hear it, because half the time I'm at work and go, oh crap, we have a molten metal emergency, I gotta run.
Metal emergency.
Well, I work in a foundry, so if we have a molten metal start overflowing or something, and they start calling for help over the radio, it's ditch the phone and run.
Right, you better go now. Yeah, I hear that. My coworker worked at a foundry for like 20 some years, and he tells me stories about it all the time, so I can imagine that's some hard work, man.
Yeah.
But props on the woodworking, dude. It's beautiful stuff.
Thank you. I'm actually sitting in my basement shop right now looking up some new images that I can add to the engraving file, folder, whatever you want to call it, since I'm almost out of glass coasters to play with.
Yeah, if anybody wants to check his Facebook out, here's the screen share of it, and I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the chat, man. And you know what? You could You could literally download StreamYard, man, and use whatever device you want to. Seriously, you should do this, man. Especially when you're just working on your woodwork, because I can tell you there is a genre out there where people love watching people work on woodworking shit, right? You got StreamYard. All you have to do is click on your StreamYard, set up a live broadcast, make it whatever title you want to make it, and you can stream through YouTube. I was never able to stream to YouTube because you had to have all these requirements and all this other stuff. But once I found
Yeah.
StreamYard, it bypasses that, man. So I think if
Might have to
with
look
your
into that.
channel, dude, with your channel on YouTube, I bet you would have a hell of a great time just live streaming you working on wood, man. It would.
Yeah,
I
it'd
can
be,
help you with your baptismo, so you can get donations and all sorts of stuff, man.
yeah, because I mean, I'm sitting down here looking at my baby lathe right now, just itching to get something turning.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys want to listen to that.
dude, I'm telling you,
Because
dude. You know how many people watch
might not be that
This
much.
Old House and Bob Vila and all that stuff, dude? There's a genre out there of people that would love to sit back and watch somebody work on their woodworking stuff. And then in the meantime, you don't even have to pay attention to the chat, man. You just do what you do. Let the camera record you and I'll help you with Baptismo, and you can have Baptismo doing all the work. Thanks for hopping in. Please hit the like. Hey, if you'd like to donate to the channel, please click this. Hey, check out my Facebook page. Click on this link, and it automatically does it for you. So you don't even have to do nothing, man. All you got to do is hit live, set your phone up or whatever, and then do your work like you're normally working. So really you're working 2 jobs, but you're only working 1. I'll help you with whatever you need, man. Just let me know. I think it'd be a
definitely
great
want to look
channel
into
for
this
you.
more now, because I didn't realize I could do all that without getting all the subs on YouTube. Because
Yeah.
I've got one video fully recorded from a custom bowl that somebody asked me to make, where I got to actually use
Okay.
my laser on it, which was kind of fun. And
Well, I tell you what, man. I already put a promo link for your YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put his YouTube channel link in the chat. If you guys would like to go sub him, so when he does start firing up some videos of him working on some wood and such, you'll already be subbed and you'll already get a notification. So there's
Thank
his
you.
channel if you'd like to sub to him. And let me know, man. I'll help you out.
Will do.
I think it'd be a beautiful thing for your business, man.
I didn't realize you could do all that and not actually have to be talking the whole time. Because I'm sitting
Yeah,
there like,
man.
if I'm in a respirator, that's going to sound really weird.
Dude, that's the sound that comes with the business you're working on, bro. They love that shit. I bet you it would put some people even to sleep. They would use it as some kind. Oh, we got Kib Kitty subbing. We got Aussie Jen subbing. SRB. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Man. Whenever you want your channel, whatever you need, man, you just let me know. I'll help you set it up. The programs, your apps on your phone. I'll show you how to do it. And all you got to do is hit start, put your phone up, and do what you do anyway, man.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, yeah.
I like easy.
Yeah, just let me know, man. It'd be great, especially for your business, man. I know how hard it is being a small time business owner and such. You know, I'm running a small ass channel. You know, I know how hard it is, the work you got to put in, the effort, the sweat, you know, the grinds. Thank you, Melmac. I appreciate it. Thank you for hopping in too, Melmac. Melmac subbed as well. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, there's a genre out there. Thank you, Cherry for subbing. Yeah, there's a genre out there, man. So yeah, you just hit me up when you're good, and when you want to do it, it'll probably take about 2 hours.
Okay.
And then you know,
Well,
I'll
heck,
go ahead and walk you through everything, man.
Heck, if you're off tomorrow, so am I.
Yeah. Let me
So,
see. I might. Well, I might have, if I don't have to help Kid Kitty tomorrow set up the Discord, then I should be able to give you some help, and it would probably be around 5 o'clock Central, so 6 o'clock Eastern, from 6
okay.
to, we'll say 7 Central, because I'm gonna have my Monday mod meetings at 7:30 Central tomorrow, so I can help you from 5 to 7 Central tomorrow.
Actually, that'd probably work out great for me because I'm going to buy a truck in the early afternoon finally.
Okay, yeah, man.
So
Hit me up on Messenger or whatever,
okay.
and then we'll get together on there, and then we'll get together however we got to get together, and I'll help you get it all set up tomorrow, man.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, just message me, and then we'll get going on that. We'll get you set up.
Yeah, definitely sounds good to me. As I drop stuff.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and put his Facebook link in there again, and then we'll get going to some of these videos here. And there it is, everybody. You can go ahead and click on that if you'd like to. That's where you can purchase any of the items that are shown right there. He's got pictures of everything listed.
And once I get the website up, there'll be better pictures and prices and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. It'll be neat.
Till then, I just got to keep trying to figure it out because it's what I do. I don't pay for web developers to do stuff.
It's a beautiful tool, man. It's a beautiful tool. There's so many ways that you can use StreamYard, and there's so many benefits to just being able to just stream you doing whatever you're doing anyway. Especially with what you're doing, you know. There's a lot of people that would love to sit back and watch that shit when they get home from work.
Yeah, well, I was one of them for a while, then I recovered from cutting off a fingertip.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, it was a fun thing. Honestly, I didn't feel it. I'm actually in the room it happened in, looking at the saw it happened on, so.
Oh, damn. Well, shit, man. Well, if you're bored while you're sitting back listening to the show, get on one of your other devices. Get StreamYard set up on it, whatever you're going to use to record. And just get into StreamYard.com on your phone's web browser. Save an icon to go to your home screen. And that way all you have to do is tap on it. It'll take you right there. And then, hell, you could get your YouTube linked up to it. And you might even be able to start doing some shit tonight without even my help, man. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. I'd have to help you with Bautismo, but you might be able to even start streaming some stuff tonight if you wanted, man.
Yeah, but I don't want to cut into your show. I ain't going to play that game.
No. That's what replay's for too, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why my YouTube folder's not loading up here. Get into some of these cases here. There's a new case need to get into tonight, that Nicola Booley or whatever. I do not know how to pronounce her last name yet. It's something that's came over the web the last couple days. So I'm gonna check out one of these videos that I have about her and see. Here we go. Oh, cool. It's another video from Crime Stories Obsessed. So we'll go ahead and check out that video. Oh, they said this invite to Discord. Here. There's the Discord. And add me on Discord. That's my name code, whatever you want to call it. 3 buses. I didn't know that. I saw him shoot it down. We covered that a couple days ago. It's pretty crazy. And then the response. I was watching a news. Excuse me. I was watching a news report early this morning, and they were talking about after it got shot down, and had already heard China's response to us shooting it down in the middle of the night. And so I'm waiting for the news, and I'm telling the news station, all right, you better talk about China's response. And they ended talking about it without even saying China's response, which is one of the most critical pieces of information in the fucking shit happening in the first place. Because China's response ain't no fucking joke. Yeah, there's another one over like another country. I can't remember what one it is. You know where that other one's floating above, Kevin? That other balloon?
It's no, I haven't even heard what China said.
Oh, China basically said that, and I don't know the exact. Yeah, Aussie. They shot it down right after it went out. It went over Myrtle Beach, and then it went out into the Atlantic Ocean. And when it was 20 miles, 18 point something away from the Atlantic Ocean, they shot it down. And then after they shot it down, then China came up with a response and basically said, you know what? I probably have it saved. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let you guys, I want to make sure you hear it word for word, but basically said that there's going to be repercussions. Let me see here. Yeah, right here. How China responded. This one right here, CNN. Check this shit out. This ain't no joke. They should have shot. I mean, I don't know if it was inappropriate. They should have shot that shit down, in my opinion, as soon as it crossed over Montana's fucking border. That's my opinion. You're violating international airspace as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not a general, so I can tell you for sure. All right, I guess it's muted. Hold on 1 second. I felt like they should have shot that down right away.
With the latest from there,
because I know damn well they would have shot ours down if ours was floating where they could have seen it. We had a commercial pilot. A commercial pilot's the one that actually reported the balloon in the first place.
China double was down the balloon.
That's right. Beijing is now saying that if the U.S. flies a balloon over China, it'll probably shoot it down. Look at the statement coming from the Chinese Defense Ministry. Quote, the U.S. used force to attack our Brazilian unmanned airship, which is an obvious overreaction. We express solemn protest against this move by the U.S. side and reserve the right to use necessary means to deal with similar situations.
I mean, they didn't know. They knew January 30th about it. We didn't know until February 2nd. They knew about that damn thing before it even hit that middle island going up on top, whatever that island was. They already knew it. So they already knew what it was capable of. They already knew everything about it. And if they're going to shoot it down over water, which they should have, then I don't see anything wrong with them shooting it over a 20-mile span of a bunch of mountains, because it would be basically the same thing.
There has been a shift in the tone from
Beijing.
Montana. On Friday evening, the Chinese Foreign Ministry expressed regret, saying that its airship, as it described it, which was used primarily for research purposes, had blown off course over the U.S. And now the Chinese government, different ministries are protesting the fact that this U.S. fighter jet shot the balloon down. The damage on the diplomatic front has already been visible, with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken postponing a trip that he was to make this weekend to Beijing over this balloon scandal.
And honestly, I would have rather had them shoot it down as soon as it crossed the border over some mountains, instead of it, if it did have some sort of warfare weapon on it, I would have rather them shot it down when it crossed the border over some mountains instead of floating over 2/3 of the United States, where it could have landed on any huge city. Nashville, Myrtle Beach. I mean, there's so many big cities that thing floated over. You want to talk about putting people in danger? You put a whole bunch of people in danger letting that thing float all the way across 2/3 of the United States instead of shooting it down in the beginning of Montana mountains.
And calling the existing balloon U.S. airspace a violation of U.S. sovereignty and of international law. The Chinese response has been, "Hey, this is a weather. This is due to weather. It's out of our control." They have been communicating with their U.S. counterparts, but this has clearly done some damage.
How could it be due to weather when it's got freaking solar panels on it used to power? It was there for a freaking reason. What do you think, man? Do you know anything about this shit? You don't know nothing about it, huh? Is this the first time hearing it?
I kept up with a little bit about it. I heard they shot it down today, and from what I was reading, it said that we've got some of our best Navy divers that are going to go down to recover it to see what it actually was about. But it was like,
they haven't located it yet.
Well, they know about where it was at, and they can send down a submersible to pick it up and whatever. But it's like, wouldn't it be a lot easier if you shot it down over in a mountain range to pick it up without having to go underwater to try to find something? Because
right,
I don't know. I mean,
my concern was it floating over all of them people from the frickin' Montana all the way to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Like, and what's in Montana? A shit ton of mountains. Yep, sucking up intelligence. A live feed. I'm sorry.
Pretty sure we also have a nuclear missile launch facility in Montana too, actually.
Yeah, it was one of the three
pretty
largest
sure it's in the
country. Yeah, you're correct, man. Is one of the three largest in the country. Yeah.
So it's one of those like,
wow.
What are we thinking? What are we doing? This, like, it made my brain hurt just thinking about it.
Just letting it go. And it's like, okay, you don't have to shoot it down. You can't somehow poke it with a laser or something and let that thing just go.
Well, my thing is, if it has solar panels on it, what is it doing? Like, if it's a weather balloon, okay, but why would you be mad if somebody shoots it down because it went over your over their territorial airspace? Because it's But my understanding, most weather balloons get tethered for a reason.
Right, and it's like, it's like being a little kid. I'm sorry, my trike rolled into your driveway. You don't say, "That's it." No, it's an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it really is a weather balloon, I'm sorry, it was an accident. No hard feelings that you shot it down. We understand. No,
yeah, well, if it was you'd think if it was a weather balloon or something, did they ever admit to, hey, we had a balloon run away from us before it ever entered our airspace? They
didn't. As far as I know, they didn't admit to that being their balloon until after it already crossed over Montana.
Sorry,
and I don't even know if they necessarily did admit to it, because this video we're watching right here says suspected. So I don't know. See right here, proposed, or no, that's postponed. It said something about suspected.
Yeah, it's just, granted, I know the Chinese are super
suspected Chinese spy balloon. I don't know if they've confirmed it yet.
So I do know China's very, don't tell anybody anything. Everything's classified because the government owns you and blah, blah, blah. But that just seems way too sus to me.
This isn't the first time these balloons have came over.
No, it's not.
Coming out. Another thing that's coming out is that they own farmland next to that site in Montana.
The Chinese?
Yes. They own a lot of farmland. They bought up a lot of farmland when the U.S. went into a recession.
That's crazy.
That's what helped get us out of the recession, was them purchasing a lot of the farmland. And they purchased farmland that can create crops that they can't produce back in China. Look it up sometime, how much farmland they own. You'd be amazed. And yeah, they already got in trouble because they were trying to add additions onto their farm properties that would get them higher and closer to these sites for probably surveillance reasons. Yeah, it's interesting what's beyond this spy balloon stuff. This is almost like, it's like a video I watched a couple days ago. It's like proposing a game of chess. And they saw how we reacted with Russia going into Ukraine, and so they're probably like, huh.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
Get it when they get good, you know?
I couldn't believe the way that was handled.
Get it when the getting's good is probably what they're saying.
Yeah.
All right, let me get back to this here.
Was used primarily for research purposes, had blown off course over the U.S. And now different ministries testing the fact that this U.S. fighter jet shot the balloon down. The damage on the diplomatic front has already been visible, with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken postponing a trip that he was supposed to make this weekend to Beijing over this balloon scandal, and calling the existence of this balloon over U.S. airspace a violation of U.S. sovereignty and of international law. The Chinese response has been, hey, this is this is due to weather, it's out of our control. They have been communicating with their U.S. counterparts, but this has clearly done some damage to what was an effort that began in November between President Biden and the Chinese leader Xi Jinping when they met face-to-face at the G20 summit in Bali to try to basically put a stop to the downward spiraling relations between the world's two largest economies. We'll just have to see whether there can be any efforts to revive diplomacy in the wake of this, I would argue, a growing crisis.
Yeah, it is.
How was this incident seen in the region?
Well, look, it is creating repercussions elsewhere. The Canadian government came out over the weekend saying that this balloon had been seen in Canadian airspace. It summoned China's ambassador to Ottawa then. And now we're getting reports of a second object flying over Central and Latin America that looks remarkably similar to the balloon that shot down over the U.S. It was seen over Costa Rica, according to Costa Rican officials, on Thursday. And then on Friday, the Colombian Air Force put out this statement saying that this object was seen at an altitude of above 55,000 feet, which is roughly the same altitude as the balloon that was seen over the U.S., that it was monitored and it was moving at a speed of 25 knots. And then the Colombians followed it until it left Colombian airspace. A U.S. official telling CNN they believe that this also is, as they put it, a Chinese surveillance balloon. We have put a question into the Chinese government asking whether or not this is in fact a Chinese airship, as they put it, about the previous balloon that was seen over U.S. airspace. And also U.S. officials have said that they have also seen similar Chinese, as they put it, surveillance balloons 3 times over U.S. airspace during the Trump administration, and at least once over the U.S. Earlier during the Biden administration. Why has this started to do this? Why is this blown up this time? Well, U.S. officials say they haven't seen it loitering over U.S. airspace for such a duration of time in the past. And we don't know that ordinary citizens have been able to see this kind of balloon with their own eyes, with the naked eye, and take pictures of it before. And that's part of what's adding to the alarm here.
Ivan Watson reporting from Hong Kong. Thanks so much, Ivan. Mary Schiavo is a CNN transportation analyst. She joins us now from...
Okay, we'll just pause that there. And you know what? Another thing that's scary is it could have been a test to see how we would react, because who says the next one wouldn't have some kind of weapon on it? You know what I'm saying? Let's throw this out there, see how they react. So then when we really put something out there, we'll already know what their protocol is. They're going to let it fly over the fucking country.
I really
Play
hope
this
they
one.
don't do the same thing again.
What's-
Because
Yeah, you would think it's gonna, you know, and we're probably
But
not the
I'm not-
only ones.
I absolutely wouldn't be surprised if they do it again, but I hope we act differently the next time. Because
Yeah,
there's too many bad things that could come from that one.
yeah, and we should have some kind of technology to at least let that thing come to us safe. You know, we make frickin' shit that goes to Mars and can land on other planets. I think we can figure out something, or we have something that can make that thing deflate and come down at a comfortable descent where, you know what I'm saying, it's not like a fucking bomb just dropping out of the ground. It can slowly, you can, you know, maneuver it, whatever, you know, like
Well-
there's got to be ways.
Yeah, well,
if we can make
also
shit
see. I could also see where they're nervous about the U.S. meaning that we don't know what's on board this thing, and if it's full of something that goes boom, we might not want to deflate it because it might be on a. If it drops below a certain altitude, it goes boom.
that too.
Because they
Who
make
knows?
altitude detonators. That's probably. Now that I think about that, I'm actually might be a big reason why they didn't want to drop it over the U.S. just in case.
I'm worried about the EMPs. Is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, they do
EMP
that. Electrical
That are
grid's gone.
floating over, and they just boom, electrical grid gone. Boom,
Yeah.
electrical grid gone. Boom, because those EMPs have to come up from the sky,
Yeah, I think it's.
and they
if
have to
you
go
could-
straight down.
Yeah, I think the number I heard was, I think it's 3 or 4 nuclear bombs detonated at like 60 or 100,000 feet or something like that. I might be wrong on this.
Oh yeah, causes
But
the
if
most
they-
damage.
Well, 3 of them, and there's three or 4 spots over the U.S. that would knock out like 95% of the U.S. power grid.
Yeah,
And in the middle of in the winter, especially where I'm at here in Ohio, if I didn't have power, my house can't keep me warm enough to survive. If it gets down to some of these crazy temperatures like it has done.
and we already
Yeah,
seeing what the power grids are doing when people are, you know, North Carolina, a couple other states where people were damaging the power grids, and we saw it took what, North Carolina 4 to 5 days to get power back just from that incident, I think.
Yeah, and wasn't that
I
just
mean-
somebody hacking their computer too?
I think that's the one where somebody was shooting at it with guns.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one. Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking of Virginia.
Yeah, this one in North Carolina, I think it was the first one. They were shooting it up with guns, with rifles, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it caused the power grid to fuck up, and then people were without power for like 4 or 5 days. I mean, that, like you said, nuclear bombs dropping from those, EMPs coming from those. Those are things that could literally ride on that fucking balloon, probably be hidden in some sort of device, and you
Yeah.
don't know, you know, what the and we just allow that shit to float. Even this one, who knew what was on this one that we just shot down? And we
And-
allowed that fucker to float on the whole way.
And did I hear you right when we knew it was coming before it was even over the U.S.? It should have been shot down
Yeah.
before it hit friggin' Montana.
Yeah, there's a picture where it shows where it left China, went up into the middle where there's these islands, and then came back down over Canada and over Wyoming or Montana. And we knew about it when it was at the islands way at the top, before it even reached Alaska, before it even reached Canada, before it even reached any of that. We knew about, the country knew about it. We didn't know about it until the second
Right.
February 2nd. We knew 2-3 days later, but
Yeah.
they knew about it.
That's crazy.
You're gonna tell me in 3 days we didn't know enough about this thing where we could have downed it in the mountains of Montana before it floated through the whole fucking 2/3 of the rest of the country?
Yeah. Well, like I said, if they were nervous about it going down in Montana, if it was within a potential blast range of Cheyenne Mountain, which is the nuclear base there, that might have been a concern, but it's like, to me, wouldn't it be worth risking one nuclear base? Because it's not like Russia's going to launch nukes at us. Because I'm pretty sure the Cold War's over. Drop the thing. If you have one base go down, we have the rest of the country that can provide the support and the technical power needs you need to get it back up and running. But what do I know? I'm just a civilian that actually reads books about end of the world stuff. Like, there's one out there called, I'm pretty sure it's 30 seconds after. It's literally right after, or it takes place right after a nuclear attack over the whole U.S. Like, people's cars won't start and nobody knows what's going on. But the main character in the book used to work in the nuclear field, and he actually knew what happened before everyone else did, because just the way everything was acting. Not that I'm a nerd or anything.
Hey, it's good to know about shit, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, it's definitely crazy. Maybe they let that thing float through the 2/3 because they already assessed that it didn't have anything that was going to create any kind of harm, and so maybe the safest thing was to down it when it hit water instead of it being on land.
Yeah,
Who
I mean,
knows?
that
It's
could be
just
too.
scary. It's just scary.
Yeah, well,
The message that
fact
you're sending, oh, you can let it fly through and we're not going to do nothing. I mean,
that's
the
why I'm
message.
hoping. That's why I say I'm hoping if it happens again, they engage it before it gets to our border, just to be like, we gave you once, we're not giving you twice.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
That's one of the theories I live by.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we're good. If you want to tell me what the update is, Mac, I can't grab the links off of YouTube. It's just, if you have Discord, if you want to send it on Twitter or email. But I think we pretty much covered it. If there's anything that's like breaking about it, if you just want to type it in chat, that'll be cool. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. If anybody would like to hop up in the panel, you're more than welcome. Put the link out there. Thank you, Kevin, for hopping up.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
your
problem.
conversation and your insight into that balloon stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot, but what I know, I'm not afraid to share. So
Hey, I don't know a lot either, man. I just know common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean uncommon sense? Because it definitely ain't common anymore.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, you can't buy common sense at a grocery store. It's not that easy.
Can you get it on
Born with-
Amazon though? Because I usually don't go to grocery
wish.
stores anymore.
I don't know. I need to set up my Amazon wish list and see if it is on there, though. Right?
Hey, if you find it on there, let me know. Because I'd like to order for a few people I work with.
Good segue. All right, this popped up. I love me some Nancy Grace on a silver platter. So this came across. I'm a new sub. It's crimeonline.com. Hopefully I won't get in trouble playing it. But it had Nancy Grace talking, and I love Nancy Grace. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. This is I think it's about Idaho 4. Let me go back to it again. I just love it because it's Nancy Grace. Oh, it's about the Murdaugh. Hold on a second. She's got Idaho 4 on there too. Ooh. Oh, just students unsettled. I love her though. Silver platter. All right, let's get this Murdaugh trial. The evidence piles up. And I'll put the link to the video in chat too.
Alex Murdaugh was giving
Murdaugh.
everybody
She calls
a
it
look
Murdaugh.
that could kill. When he walks in
love
the
her.
room, Cheryl, he's a big guy. He looks to be
Silver
6'3" or
platter.
6'4". He suddenly has
Mhm.
hair. Remember, he shaved his head after he got shot ahead, and
Right.
he looked pretty bad. He's looking great in tailored suits. He walks into the courtroom like he owns it. I can tell he's telling his lawyers what to do. He's making pretty good impression. I don't know if the jury is falling for it. Like O.J. Simpson looked good too, but he was still a double killer.
I don't think the jury's buying it. Yesterday, what I noticed was even when the witness was talking about the TikTok that he received, the video, and he said, yes, that's, Mr. Murdaugh's voice, that's Maggie's voice. If you watched Alec, he was nodding affirmative. His head was going up and down like, yes, that's my voice. I mean, you don't even have to be a body language expert to know he was agreeing with the young man on the stand.
First of all, Cheryl McCollum, when did you get on a first name basis with Alex Murdaugh? What do you think you're going to be invited to his home after the not guilty verdict? Because I don't really see that happening. Not. Yeah, I hope not. So I'm wondering, now that you brought that out, that did happen. He was shaking his head, yes, although he's been bobbing his head a lot throughout. I don't know if that's some nervous tick he's got or what that means, but I wonder if that is a window into where the defense is going with that video, which is damning, by the way, because you should see my little trial notebook. On the front of it, they gave it to me at the courthouse. It says, "You have entered the no phone zone. # leave it at home." I went through so many pages of them saying it. 8:43, 55, 8:44, blah, 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 for, hours and hours. I had to go and leave the courthouse and flip through everything I had. I'm trying to find it. And I narrowed the time of the murder down to an 8-second window. All right. I'm looking for it right now as I flip through trying to find it in all these notes. My point is, I wonder if they're not going to contest that he's there for that Snapchat video and agree that he was there and that he left after that. But that would be damning as well, Cheryl, because he told cops he had not been in the kennel. So how in the hay is he going to explain his way out of that?
He's not going to be able to, just like he's not going to be able to explain anything else. I mean, he's not going to be able to explain why his phone didn't ping at his mama's house while he's standing at the dog pen. He's not going to be able to explain why he took a nap and then suddenly just left without making sure his wife or son knew he was leaving, even though he lured his wife there to go with him to make the visit. Like, nothing he's telling us is making any sense. He's sitting there saying, this, rifle might have been left around, by Paul. The reality is, when they walked in the house and you see that bank of, weapons on that wall, they were put up properly, every one of them. And that's a weapon that was built by a cousin. He knew good and well where that weapon was. And he never reported it missing. Just like the voice on the TikTok. He has no explanation of who that might be talking to his son and wife. He offers nothing.
You missed this. You are going to love this. It just happened. I kept wondering how he got rid of the bloody clothes. Now a video has emerged. And I had a source tell me this before it happened, but I didn't have any evidence to back it up, so I didn't talk about it. A video has emerged of Alex Murdaugh on that day, June 7, in the afternoon. And it looks like he's there at Moselle, which is a hunting lodge. And he's got on an entirely different outfit. He's wearing, I finally found it. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
The blue shirt.
According to me, the murders occurred between 8:49:27 and 8:49:35. And I'm basing that on the fact that Maggie's phone, based on Maggie's phone information, she read a text that was a group text about Murdaugh's father, Mr. Randolph, being really ill. She read that at 8:49:35. Then 8 seconds later at 8:49:27, she read it.
Come on, Nancy.
At 8:49:35, no one was reading text anymore. Paul was getting text. 8:49, Rogan Gibson texted Paul about the dog at 8:49:35, and it was never read. So I'm thinking right after Paul sends that Snapchat video, that cell phone video of the dog, that's when it all happened, right there in the kennel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, one thing law enforcement did that was so brilliant, they had Alex, Buster, John, and Randy all separated and interviewed them simultaneously. So they didn't have a way to get stories straight or change anything or, you know, get on the same page with anything.
That's right.
After that, this is so critical to me. You've got his brothers, his law partners, his friends, other cousins. Nobody was demanding law enforcement find this crazed killer. Nobody's out hiring their own private security thinking somebody's coming back for Buster. Nobody is hiring private security or off-duty police officers at their house because they're Murdochs too. That to me tells me who they also believe did it.
Cheryl, I want to follow up on one thing you said. I'm showing my courtroom notebook. Everybody, a lot of people that were coming in got them to dissuade them from bringing in their cell phones. Very quickly, we were talking about a wardrobe change. Now, wait a minute. That afternoon, he's wearing, this is like an hour or two before the murders, he's wearing long pants, a summer shirt. He looks perfectly clean. And when the cops get there, he's got on shorts and a white t-shirt.
Correct. And his hands are clean. Not only is his shirt clean, his hands are clean. He tried to check their pulse and check on them. And that's your wife and that's your child. You should have blood all over you.
Okay, Cheryl, we'll see how it unfolds.
Well, we kind of already knew most of that, honestly. But I do love the Nancy Grace. Let me see. Let's get out of that video.
Alex and Murdoch.
Pause that back up. Hopefully it doesn't take me to the top. Yep, we're good. So that's the new channel I started subbing to earlier. Got some other stuff here. Yeah, you're more than welcome to call in real quick while we switch videos here. A little bit of Murdoch. I do want to get into this Nicola Bully case. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name exactly yet. Let me see here. Trying to find the best video that I might have that can give a general description of the case. All the latest updates. That'd probably be a good one to check out. Let me see if I got a general one. So that's Crime Obsessed again. Yeah, you can go ahead and call in. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a way that you'll be able to hear Kevin in the open panel. He'll be able to hear you. But unfortunately, the people in the open panel won't be able to hear the caller. So I have to try and figure out a way to make that work. If that's even available with it. I'm not even sure if that's available. So I'll go ahead and wait a minute, see if you'd like to call in. I'll try and find this next video here real quick. And then if we can't get to your call here before the next one, then we'll go ahead and take it after that. Let me see. Just vanished. Okay, we got the latest updates all the way down there. And I think... yeah, I went into everything else, really. So I think really the one at the very bottom... and there's one right there, too. Let me remove this and add it so it goes... oh, shoot.
Bang.
Whoops, undo. There we go. I meant to not undo it, but I think it went right back to the top. I wanted it to go to the bottom. All right, so I think I'm good there. Let me scroll back down here. Let me double check the phone. All right, I'm not hearing nothing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to this next video here real quick. And then if you'd like to call, go ahead and shoot a call after this next video is over. We'll go ahead and take your call. All right, Crime of Stories Obsessed again. I thought it was UK. That it must have changed their name. All right, so hopefully we get all the updates on this new case we're going to start covering. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Thank you for being up here as well, Kevin.
No problem.
Welcome back to the channel. For anybody that does not know, this is my third channel, part of the Obsessed franchise.
Oh, okay.
This is Crime News Obsessed, and the link is in the description. This is what you'll find at Crime News Obsessed.
Police investigating the mysterious disappearance of mother Nicola Bully have not found any evidence that she slipped or fell into the river, despite insisting it is their primary theory. They're currently investigating 2 new leads as the search on the Wire River enters its 10th day. The first new lead is the emergence of a potential key witness who reached out to officers after a photograph of her wearing a yellow jacket and pushing a pram in the area was broadcast on a public appeal on Saturday night. The second new line of inquiry relates to a Fitbit Ms. Bully was wearing when she vanished. Police hope to use technology to help track her whereabouts via the smartwatch. Fitbits are also capable of monitoring a heart rate and could provide vital clues relating to Ms. Bully's last known movements before she vanished. Specialist crews will return to the river today to continue scouring the area for clues. And while maintaining it is still the lead theory that Ms. Bully somehow came to be in the water, police have now revealed there is no evidence which backs this up, a sentiment which has been repeatedly echoed by the missing mother's family. Nicola Bully's distraught partner has not given up hope of finding her alive and will not entertain any other outcome as the search enters its 10th day. Police Superintendent Sally Riley said there's no evidence slip or fall in the area.
Okay, I just want to pause it real quick to respect the creator, because you have to pause it every now and then. I want to slip in a question to chat real quick. I want to know how many of you think that the husband is involved, or if you think he's not involved, or what you think took place, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to this video. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Center of the investigation. I think if it had been a sloping bank, a common sense view would be that you would expect to find scuff marks. If it is sheer and you lose your footing, you might not have any marks left on the grass. All of that has been subjected to a detailed search. Superintendent Riley said on the balance of probabilities, it is highly unlikely criminal activity took place in such a tiny window of time which is currently unaccounted for. Police are still trying to piece together about 10 minutes from the morning Ms. Bully disappeared. She said, "This is a low crime area. It's genuinely a safe, tight-knit area. People look out for each other. A third party, being involved that we haven't yet had sightings of, we haven't caught on CCTV or dash cam or all the other things I've mentioned, is just not likely. This does not mean they've entirely ruled out other scenarios." Officers are still desperately appealing for witnesses to come forward, particularly near a CCTV black spot near Garstang Lane. And Ms. Bully's distraught partner has not given up hope of finding her alive, stating he will not entertain any other outcome as the search continues. Father of 2 Paul Ansell, 44, said Ms. Bully's disappearance feels no more real now than it did when he first learned she was missing. The agony continues. The hope is stronger than ever of finding you. We need her home. We need a happy ending to this nightmare, he said. Mr. Ansell also doubled down on comments from Ms. Bully's friends and other relatives warning police have very little basis for their theory that she fell in the river. He said there was no evidence yet to suggest any scenario over another and all options must be kept wide open. Underwater forensics expert Peter Falding told the Mail police may have missed critical evidence because they failed to seal off the area where Ms. Bully vanished. Mr. Falding, who has worked on many high-profile criminal cases, Said officers were too quick to decide there were no suspicious circumstances and described their investigation as a mess. It should have been sealed off immediately as a potential crime scene. That area is critical. Critical forensics could have been found in that location, he said. Now we've had loads of people trampling around, covering up any tracks. I don't know how the police can say there's no evidence of third-party involvement in this disappearance when they haven't actually checked. I think this is a mess, really. Mr. Faulding also offered his expertise to the investigation, saying he would be ready to offer assistance from Monday if police require him. The sonar used by the police is pretty low tech. It's very unlikely they would be able to find a body with it, he said. The divers the police are using are very experienced and professional, but searching that way is a very slow process. They are having to swim along in a line, feeling for a body among the weeds, inching down the river bit by bit. They can probably only cover about 100 meters of the river on a good day. Even then, there's an element of luck. Divers can miss things in murky water. With our kit, I can search about 10 miles of river in a day. If the police say the word, I will fly it up there by helicopter on Monday and get to work. Police today released a renewed appeal for witnesses, sharing a grainy image of a woman wearing a yellow rain jacket and pushing a pram with a young child. Officers from Lancashire Constabulary described the woman as a key witness in the same area as Ms. Bully on Friday, January 27th, the morning she vanished from the river wire while walking her dog. Within minutes of the initial appeal being made public, a relative confirmed the woman was on the phone to police. She said the woman in yellow had not seen anything that could assist police in the investigation. Lancashire police said, "We must stress that she was very much being treated as a witness and was one of many people in St. Michael's on Friday, January 27th. Our inquiries to find Nicola are extensive and will include speaking to as many members of the public as possible." Amid reports of a widening difference of opinion between Ms. Bully's family and detectives, Mr. Ansell echoed police's pleas for potential witnesses who might have dashcam footage to come forward. Police are particularly interested in speaking with people who may have been traveling near Blackpool Lane and Garstang Lane between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. on the day Ms. Bully vanished. Whilst you may not think that you hold any relevant information, it is really important that we gather as much footage as possible from the area that morning so we can review every piece meticulously to establish whether Nicola can be seen, police said. We know from the reviewing that this is a busy road, particularly at that time in the morning. There will be many people who were in that area at the time who may not think they can help. However, we would urge you not to make that decision yourself and to come forward so we can have as much material as possible to assist the investigation. The appeal for footage from Garstang Lane comes after police said that while their lead theory is that the missing mother fell into the river, they're still exploring other possibilities. Substantial CCTV in the region has all but ruled out she exited the park from most of the surrounding gates, but the path leading to Garstang Lane toward the A5/A6 has thus far proven to be a camera black spot. Lancashire Police Superintendent Sally Riley told the Lancashire Post, "Several exits of the Riverside area have CCTV covering them or exits are locked and therefore couldn't have been passed through by Nicola. There's only a very small area onto Garstang Lane toward the A5/A6 which is not covered by CCTV, and that's why we're appealing today for dashcam footage or for people who may have been walking on Garstang Lane area to come forward if they can." The owners of a caravan park close to the riverbank where Ms. Bully is believed to have fallen into the water have already had their CCTV tapes seized by police. The most recent appeal for the woman in yellow had offered renewed hope for family and friends. They know all it takes at one sliver of information to break open a case like this. Police earlier said, a woman was seen walking on Garstang Road/Blackpool Road, St. Michael's on the morning of Friday 27 January pushing a pram. The woman in question was walking from the direction of Allotment Lane towards the Grapes Public House at approximately 8:22 a.m.
Very odd.
Police say. She was seen again walking on Allotment Lane towards Garstang Road at 8:41 a.m. Hours later, police confirmed they had spoken with the woman and removed the initial appeal. A spokesperson for the force said they're looking to speak to as many witnesses as possible as the search continues, before again pleading
There's
with
a lot
the
of
public to avoid
screenshots I need to
speculation.
get in this video.
The speculation and abuse on social media aimed at some people who are merely assisting our inquiry is totally unacceptable, a spokesperson said. This is the latest of several public appeals police have made since Ms. Bully vanished. Earlier, a woman in a bright red coat was identified following a similar call-out. She told police she had nothing of value to report from the morning in question. Police expressed concerns the missing mother of two may have fallen in the icy cold water on River Wire while trying to retrieve her dog Willow's tennis ball. Specialist search crews have not recovered the ball, or anything of note, at this stage.
You're right. That dog
If
would have
Ms.
been
Bully
barking.
did fall into the water, she may have been weighed down by the heavy clothing she was wearing on the day she vanished. But her sister Louise Cunningham urged the public to keep an open mind in a social media post last night. Off the back of the latest police media update, please can I add there is no evidence whatsoever that she has gone into the river. It's just a theory, she said. Everyone needs to keep an open mind as not all CCTV and leads have been investigated fully. The police confirmed the case is far from over. Anyone with information or footage is asked to call 101, quoting log 565 of January 30th. For immediate sightings, please call 999. Police are said to be looking into how to access data from Ms. Bully's Fitbit in a bid to track her movements, her friend revealed today. Friend Emma White said on Saturday that the
And Kevin, if there's any time you want me to pause this because you want to mention something or say something about whatever we're talking about, just say, hey man, can you pause it real quick, and I'll go ahead and pause it so you can say whatever you'd like to say as well. I'm going to go ahead and take this pause with the opportunity to add Kib Kitty to the panel. How you doing, Kib Kitty?
I'm good. How are you and Kevin?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Don't mind me. I'm just painting some wood, getting ready for a new project idea I had. I figured it's quiet so I can do it in the background and not be running machinery.
Okay. Yeah, you're good, man. We'll get back to this video. Is there anything you want to say real quick, Kib Kitty, or do you want to get back to this?
I think I sent you that link to that Murdaugh Murders podcast.
Okay. How long is that?
Oh, there's a lot of different videos. They're kind of long, but it's something that I think is very interesting about everybody involved, all the victims, the housekeeper, just everybody. It's unreal.
Something to check out while I'm working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something to check out on your own time.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to check out. Other people in chat were saying they like that channel too. So, you know, if the people in chat like it, you know, we're about the same vibe. So I'm sure I'll like it too. So yeah, I'll check them out tomorrow when I go to work for sure.
It's just crazy how much. He is something else.
Yeah, I know. Just I feel like I'm gonna start having a couple nights where, you know, I was talking to Justice earlier this morning. You know, I just wanted to just sit down and have a talk, creator to creator, and you know, that's one of the things. She's like, you cover so much, you know, and she was saying it's a great thing because there's a lot of stuff that people miss out on, you know. But at the same time, I really am taking away from opportunities to have nights where it's about certain cases and such. And so it's like, you know, I really don't need to cover every single little frickin' thing, you know? So I'm going to start, you know, just looking at the certain ones, and we'll go to the good chunks and all that good stuff. That way I don't get consumed by every little teeny detail, because then that's what's not allowing me to be able to have those Alex Murdaugh nights or those Ashley Bush nights or Anna Walsh nights, you know. So I think I'm definitely gonna have to do Murdaugh Part 2, and I got so much stuff for it. So I think that'll be coming up. We'll probably do that Thursday night is what I plan on. So if you want to get some stuff together, and if you'd love to hop on panel with me on Thursday night, if you want to put it in the calendar book, we'll do a Murdaugh special Part 2 on Thursday night if you'd like to join the open panel. What's up?
That was my phone, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, if you'd like to
Yeah, I
join.
might
I
do
know
that.
you've been watching the case a lot. I know you've been, really getting in the details and all that stuff, and so I'd love to have your opinions and your commentary when it comes to a lot of this stuff that we'll be checking out. If you'd like to, anybody else too. We're gonna do Murdaugh on Thursday night.
Yeah, I know I'm off Thursday. I was just checking my schedule, which is why my phone went off next to my other phone.
Yeah, and
But
if you're not busy Thursday, man, check out some stuff on the Murdaugh case. Look,
Oh,
check out
Pam,
some
you're
shit.
sweet.
Check out some stuff on YouTube. Get caught up, and you're more than welcome to hop in too. I can have 10 people up here. I
so
don't, 10 people's crazy, but like 5 or 6 would be a good mix, for max.
yeah. Well, I did watch the one episode you had about it last week too.
Oh, the part 1.
Yeah, I was actually on my lathe. And it's one of the few Facebook fights I've ever started. Nobody can believe I got 37 pens done in an 18-hour period, but I was out there just cranking them out, listening to the show. So sometimes I lurk and I don't message because I'm doing stuff, but I still got my Bluetooth on. And
oh, hey, man.
That was.
Whether it's a replay or you're just hanging out live, it's still supporting, even if you're not hitting the messages, man.
I know.
It's still support. So I appreciate you.
I know. It's
really
why
do.
I do it, but and I like what you're talking about, but yeah, because some of the stuff in that, I'm just sitting there shaking my head like, how could you think you're getting away with this? Or
you know what I'm saying?
That was. Granted, I'm also a little bit of a firearms nerd, so I like some of the stuff they're getting into about the rifle that was used, and I think I'm on the right name, but it's like, wait, they did what? So,
well, you know what, dude? I know. I remember you being a firearms studier. Do you not work Thursday night? Would you be able to join the panel when we do talk about this Murdaugh stuff and when we do get to the weapons and such? I would like to have your opinions on
yes,
different
I am
things when it comes to that.
I am off Thursday. Yeah, I just pulled my schedule up. So,
all right.
But I mean, I'm not up on every state's law, and I've actually fallen out of that a lot, but I still have a base knowledge, and my family still comes to me whenever they got questions on it. And
hey, man. So. It's a few days away, so if you got some free time or whatever and you're bored and you want to just kind of look up a couple things, man, I'd definitely love to have your opinions when it comes to the weapons and stuff. Yeah, for the case, I think it'd be really good. You listened to part 1, I'm definitely going to listen to part 1 again because it is a lot of information.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have a refresh before I go into part 2. So I'm definitely going to hit up part 1 again.
Yeah, because
let's do it.
And I can be available Thursday. I get off at 7 a.m. Thursday morning and I'm off that night. So
okay.
So one nice thing about night shift.
Yeah, we'll be on Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. And I would just say, just be ready to be on panel at 7:15 or anytime after that.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting into I'll do my little intro, and then we'll be getting into the Murdaugh special part 2. Is there anything else you want to say, Kib Kitty, before we finish out this one and hit up? I know there's a couple other cases. I'm going to go through my videos and see what's popping out to me. That's my new approach.
I don't think so.
You want to just hang out?
Yeah, I can just hang out.
Okay. Yeah.
Pam says that trial starts tomorrow for that Fushi boy that stabbed that Tristan girl. The 15-year-old that stabbed the 13-year-old girl.
What?
Did you say sushi?
Yeah.
Like
15 years old? Fushi?
F as in Frank.
I heard sushi like SH.
So I never heard of that case.
Tonight is sucks.
I
Fucci?
just saw it the other day. Yeah.
Aiden, let me write that down real quick so I can look that up. Aiden Fucci and Tristan. Huh. I don't know anything about that. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I just
Thank
saw
you,
it
Pam.
a few days ago.
I appreciate you so much, Pam. And we definitely got to get in. I don't think I forgot about those links, Pam, about that Courtney Cleany chick or whatever her last name is. Yeah, and I'm telling you, just because I know him personally, he would have great advice when it comes to the weapons of the cases. I have all the confidence in him.
And I'm also not afraid to say I don't know if I can't answer something honestly.
Yeah.
So
he's a man of his word. Yeah, I never heard that. What's up, Duncan? How you doing? Appreciate you hopping in. Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll get back to finish. What's up?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I would like to ask everybody in chat and stuff if they could say a huge prayer for my best friend. She's got Alzheimer's.
Ooh.
And she's already forgetting a lot of our conversations, and it's not looking good. So I plan on going to visit her in another month around there, so I can spend some quality time with her before she forgets me altogether. So just send prayers for her.
Thanks for sharing that. I know it's hard to share.
I lost a good friend of mine a couple of years ago from Alzheimer's at 54. And now my best friend ever is going through it now.
Yeah, well, if it helps at all, my granddad's dealing with the same thing, and I've been watching it for a month or a couple of years now, but last couple of months have been rough.
Yeah.
So I get it. That sucks.
I'm thinking of you. My mom died of Alzheimer's in 2018, and I took care of her. I had a lot of quality time with her the last month and a half. So that was really rough. She only knew me a very few times. But it's very hard to see someone with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, especially if it's somebody you're close to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather he taught me a lot of stuff that my dad never did, and because my dad kind of wanted to be my buddy when I was growing up, and when I hit adulthood, that's when he wanted to actually act like a dad, and it was like, yeah, like, sorry, but my granddad was my go-to whenever I needed advice on life, and now it's horrible watching.
It is. She raised us 6 kids by herself. It was tough. She had a tough life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna get off panel.
Okay, well, I thank you for hopping up, and I thank you for sharing, and prayers for sure.
Thank you.
I hope you have a comfortable
I'm getting in chat.
Okay, thank you for everything you do, Kid Kitty, for real.
You're welcome.
You mean a lot to this channel, and you always have. And I appreciate both of you. You too, Kevin. I appreciate both of you sharing your stories, because I know them stories, and I know how tough it can be just sharing those stories. So I appreciate those. And I'm glad you guys are comfortable enough to know that even if we're watching stuff, I don't care. That stuff's secondary when it comes to your guys' feelings.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you, because this isn't just a show where we talk about shit. This is a show where everybody's a family member too, and we care.
I know. I knew that before I ever watched the first episode, and you were, hey, dude, check this stuff out.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
that's
it.
because I also know you, so.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We got to get you set up with a YouTube live stream going, but definitely I want you Thursday for Murdoch special too. All right.
All right.
All right. We're
Like
gonna
I,
get back.
like I said, I'll make sure I'm free.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. We're gonna enjoy it.
Friend Emma White said on Saturday that the Fitbit had not been synced to a device since Tuesday. Speaking close to the spot where Ms. Bully was last seen, Ms. White said, "The police are trying to use the data from her Fitbit to find her. The watch can receive data, but cannot connect to the internet. However, we hope they can somehow locate it using Bluetooth signals from people's phones. We are clinging to hope. Nicola falling into the river is just a hypothesis." She added the Fitbit has not synced with its server since the Tuesday before Ms. Bully's disappearance. There are ways to access a Fitbit's data using the app on the owner's phone or third-party tracking apps, which can allow any smartphone to sync with the device if it is within a 100 feet radius. But this only lasts for as long as the Fitbit still has battery left. Search teams from Lancashire Constabulary are continuing to trawl the River Wire, along with specialist crews from around the country. Friends of the family said on Friday that Ms. Bully's daughters had been asking, "Where's Mummy? How is Mummy?" Their father is trying to put on a brave face for the sake of the children, and is being supported by Ms. Bully's distraught parents and sister. The missing mortgage advisor, 45, sent a text to a friend organizing a playdate for their children minutes before she vanished. It emerged yesterday. A resident of St. Michael's on Wire said, she booked a playdate, 8:57 a.m. She sent a text message to a friend whose mortgage she had just recently signed off on to arrange for the girls to go for tea this week. The local, who did not want to be named, said this was more evidence that she had no intention of voluntarily disappearing, adding, "You wouldn't have done that if you were going to get up and go missing." The 45-year-old dropped her daughters, aged 6 and 9, off at school in the morning before walking her dog, Willow, in St. Michael's on Wire, Lancashire. Lancashire police have said the mortgage advisor, from nearby Inskip, had been walking along a path beside the River Wire just before 9 a.m. She was seen by a dog walker who knew her at around 8:50 a.m., and their pets interacted briefly before they parted ways, according to the force. At 8:53 a.m., Ms. Bully sent an email to her boss, before logging on to a Microsoft Teams call at 9:01 a.m. She was seen by a second witness at 9:10 a.m., the last known sighting. By 9:30 a.m., Ms. Bully's Teams call had ended, but her phone stayed connected to the call. Approximately 5 minutes later, another dog walker found her phone on a bench beside the river, with Willow darting between the two. At 10:50 a.m., Ms. Bully's family and the school attended by her children were told about her disappearance. Lancashire Constabulary launched an investigation into Ms. Bully's whereabouts on the same day and appealed for witnesses to contact them. January 28th. Lancashire Constabulary deployed drones, helicopters and police search dogs as part of the major missing person operation. They were assisted by Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service, as well as Boland Pennine Mountain Rescue Team and the Northwest Underwater Search Team. January 29th. Local residents held a meeting at the village hall to organize a search for Ms. Bully at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. According to reports from the Mirror, and around 100 people joined the search. Police urged volunteers to exercise caution, describing the river and its banks as extremely dangerous and saying that activity in these areas presented a genuine risk to the public. January 30th. Superintendent Sally Riley from Lancashire Constabulary said police were keeping a really open mind about what could have happened, and that they were not treating Ms. Bully's disappearance as suspicious. January 31st. Lancashire Constabulary spoke with a potential witness, a man who had been walking a small white fluffy dog near the time of Ms. Bully's disappearance. Her family released a statement saying they had been overwhelmed by the support in their community, and that her daughters were desperate to have their mummy back home safe. February 1st. Ms. Bully's parents, Ernest and Dot Bully, spoke to the Mirror about the horror they faced over the possibility of never seeing her again. Her father told the newspaper, "We just dread to think we will never see her again. If the worst came to the worst and she was never found, how will we deal with that for the rest of our lives? February 2nd, Lancashire Constabulary spoke with a second witness who they had identified with the help of the public using CCTV, but they told police they did not have any further information to aid their inquiry. Officers from the Northwest Police Underwater and Marine Support Unit searched the area close to where Ms. Bully's mobile phone was found, while police divers scoured the river wire. Meanwhile, Ms. Bully's family appealed to the public for help tracing her. Speaking with Sky News, her sister Louise Cunningham said, "There has got to be somebody who knows something, and all we are asking is, no matter how small or big, if there is anything you remember that doesn't seem right, then please reach out to the police. Get in touch and get my sister back." Ms. Bully's father said that his family hoped their interview would spark a light that would lead to her being found. February 3rd, Lancashire police said they were working on the hypothesis that Ms. Bully may have fallen into the river wire. Superintendent Sally Riley urged against speculation, but said it was possible that an issue with Ms. Bully's dog may have led her to the water's edge. She urged the public to look out for items of clothing Ms. Bully was last seen wearing, and gave an extensive list. Ms. Bully's friends also shared heartfelt appeals via television interviews, including Emma White, who told the BBC that Ms. Bully's daughters were continually asking where she was. February 4th, friends reveal police are hoping to utilize Ms. Bully's Fitbit data to help track her. A new appeal is issued for a mystery woman in yellow to come forward. The woman was pictured walking in the same area as Ms. Bully, pushing a stroller with a young child. Ms. Bully's partner speaks out to also cast doubt over the police theory she had fallen in the river. Mr. Ansell says he will never give up hope of finding her. Police confirm there is no evidence Ms. Bully fell in the river, despite maintaining it as their lead.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh. Oh. That's pretty badass right there. Gosh, I wish I could make my own music right now and not have to worry about copyright stuff, you know? Yeah, if anybody would like to hop on the open panel, you're more than welcome. We're going to switch topics here. Wow, that was a lot of information. And I feel like I need my notebook and I need to sit there and write everything down because that is a ton of information in a 16-minute video. What a crazy case.
I'm still trying to figure out if you're walking your dog and it loses its ball in ice cold water, why would you go in after it?
Right.
Like, I love my dog, and yeah, I get the balls I get them are like $16 per 2-pack, but I'll gladly let an $8 ball go instead of jumping into ice cold water.
Yeah, that's what would make sense. Right. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. And I really want to get into this deeper on another evening. And I really feel like this was a great video. I am going to rewatch this video a few times, and I am going to...
I would argue that it wouldn't make sense to get into it deeper until they have more evidence or a better investigation, because that just...
I just need to see the timeline. I need to take some screenshots, and I need to go through that timeline, and I really need to sit there. I need to understand the timeline first, and then when stuff does come out, then I can decide from there, like, what makes sense and what doesn't, you know? I definitely need to do, like, maybe, I think, like, when I do Anna Walsh, I'll do half the show Anna Walsh, and I'll do the other half Miss Bully's timeline. That way we can get through the timeline, understand it, really figure it out, do nothing but the timeline for half the show, and just dedicate nothing to that. And, you know, I think it'd be a really good, before any of this stuff comes out, this, because that timeline right there is like, that timeline is nuts. We have to understand it first. Yes, Kevin Kraft is up on panel tonight. And let me throw his link up. We're going to get him set up to do some live streams of him doing some of his business he does, woodworking. So I'm going to throw up both links for him. I'm going to throw up the YouTube channel, and then I'm also going to throw up his Facebook link where you can go purchase items from there. So there is the YouTube channel for Kevin Kraft. And if you're interested in going to the Facebook business, there you go. There's links for both of them. Please go check it out. And sub and like if you enjoy it, and I appreciate it. And he'll be back on with us Thursday night for Murdaugh Special Part 2. Watch Murdaugh Special Part 1 if you haven't yet. I'm definitely.
I'd watch it again for the refresher because there was a lot of details going on in that one too.
Oh yeah, especially right from the get-go, man. There was a lot. Yeah, thank you for hopping in again, Ava. What a cool picture. Hey, Cassie, you're hopping back in for a minute. Appreciate you. Cassie's such a great supporter of this channel too. I really appreciate you, and I'm so excited about the baby. Snap of a finger, you know what I'm saying? The first day I met you, I said, snap of a finger. Boom. Oh, thank you for the beautiful flowers you always give to everybody, Aussie Jen. All right, let's switch topics. We're going to go to... Let me see. I think we're going to go Coburger, Idaho 4. But I'm going to wait and see what pops out at me because that's how I'm doing my shows. That way I can have specials a couple of nights a week. Otherwise, I just get too consumed with too much.
By the way, the fan in the background isn't coming through, is it?
What's that?
Do you hear anything in the background on my end? Because if not, we're good.
No, not really, man. Does anybody else in chat hear anything in the background? I don't really.
I just started my laser up and it's got a fan, but I'm trying a new shape of coaster and I'm keeping an eye on it from the doorway, so I'm not right next to it.
Oh, you're good, man. Audio's good, I believe.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Yay! I love not having my Bluetooth because it doesn't pick everything up.
Hey, I had an option to use Bluetooth for mine, and I just went straight up Turtle Beach wired, man. I don't know.
If you're sitting at a computer, wired's the way to go.
Exactly. Good night, Cassie. Thank you for hopping in real quick. And they're all saying it's good. No, we're good. All right, I'm going to go into this Idaho 4 Coburger Kernodle News Nation that just came out a little bit ago.
Meanwhile, we are looking at some new details that continue to emerge about the accused University of Idaho killer Brian Koberger in his murder trial. Now, 3 different students now say they remember seeing Koberger at the University of Idaho Student Union building just weeks before the quadruple homicide. They say he was, quote, the type to stare, making students uncomfortable with prolonged eye contact. We are also learning more about the Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves killings and how Koberger's last victim fought back. Sources confirming with News Nation that week that Kaylee and Madison were killed first. Ethan and Xana's killings came after. Ethan was reportedly in the doorway of Xana's room, and Xana fought back against Koberger, grabbing his knife repeatedly. Joining us now to discuss these new details, former CIA officer and FBI Special Agent Tracy Walder. Tracy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
And Tracy, these details are just gut-wrenching. I first want to ask, what is your reaction to this revelation that Xana fought back, grabbing the knife repeatedly? What does this new information tell us?
I think what this new information tells us is that everything transpired the way that I think we all have perceived it to transpire. I think that the quote that still sticks with me is what Mr. Gonsalves said about how the killer didn't have to go upstairs. I think that was really just sort of the number one clue in all of this. And it makes sense that Xana and Ethan most likely heard the scuffle upstairs. And now that we know that she got a DoorDash delivery really just before the murders took place, tells me that she was awake, she was online, she was giving, looking at TikTok, Snapchat, those kinds of things. And she very well probably heard any commotion that was upstairs. And it makes sense. Ethan went out to check and see what happened. He was killed. She tried to fight back, and it's really heart-wrenching to know that she did that.
Are the reports of Kohberger sightings around the University of Idaho Student Union building before the murders concerning? What do you mean by new information?
That information is very much in line with what's been reported about him in the past. In the past, it's been reported that he was asked not to return to a restaurant because he made patrons uncomfortable there with his staring. He made employees uncomfortable there. So that really does track with his previous pattern of behavior. Now, him having access to the University of Idaho Student Union, it depends on what their access was like. At the university I teach at, you can pretty much walk in and out at any time. You don't have to have a key card to get in there. And so it's not necessarily unusual that he would have been on campus, especially if he was doing graduate work. He may have been doing work in conjunction with Idaho. So it's not unusual that he was there. However, that behavior of him sort of staring at folks is very much in line with what's been reported in the past.
And it is striking to me that increasingly we are hearing about past instances, largely women, talking about having interactions with him, passing interactions that made them feel uncomfortable, that something wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
And I do want to speak to you more broadly about this sort of idea of a gift here, listening to instinct, listening to one's gut. What can we take away from this instance?
It's so interesting. I read reports all the time on the careers that I've had in the CIA and the FBI and why women are sometimes really good at these jobs. And it's because we have this good intuition, this good sense of gut, if you will. And so I really do think that, if women feel uncomfortable, say something. You don't have to say something in that moment, but if you do feel uncomfortable, it's perhaps worth, going to campus security. It's perhaps worth going to the police or telling someone else. So I do think that women have this gift of intuition that is extremely important.
Absolutely. Okay. And I think our tendency as women as well, sometimes to try to override or rationale our way out of it in the pursuit of politeness. Right, Tracy?
Yes. And I'm very blunt, so I don't mind being impolite, I guess. But I think the thing is a lot of times, if we reported every time someone made us uncomfortable, I think we'd be reporting things a lot. And so it's really difficult to find what that fine line is of just, maybe someone just rubs us the wrong way, not someone we want to necessarily get to know, or this person is potentially someone who's going to do myself or someone else a lot of harm. And that's that fine line that we need to walk.
Tracy Walder, always appreciate your insights. Thank you so much for your...
I always like her on News Nation. She always has really good points too. I've enjoyed her opinions and her views for quite a while, especially on this case. I feel she has a lot of good information. I'm going to stick to the Moscow, Idaho. Let me see what else I got here. Now, this is something, Minutes of Horror. This is a channel I have never checked out before. I went ahead and subbed because I was like, wow, that's a cool icon picture. And that's a cool background, but I haven't checked them out yet. So, I always like to check out new content creators on here and also share them as well if we enjoy the content that we bring. That's how we've come across a lot of the content that we, whether it's local news or local news stations. I appreciate those because I follow those too. And new channels that come across. I always like to check out new channels anyway. Yeah, don't be afraid to say it, Aussie. Like, I feel you. Trust me. It's ridiculous. Any of these crimes, any of that hate. So this channel's called Minutes of Horror. I definitely, that icon photo's fantastic. So this is a video about Idaho murderer beheaded new victim. I don't want to say it too loud because it's words that YouTube doesn't like. but you can read it. We'll go ahead and get into this video and we'll check it out and see what it's like.
Travis and Jamie Lynn Jewton were attacked in their home, leaving Travis with multiple stab wounds and dying at the scene, doing his best to protect wife Jamie Lynn, who survived. There are a few eerie similarities between this case and the Idaho case. First, both crimes took place in the middle of the night on the 13th of the month. The killers, both intruders, used a knife as their weapon. Both cases had survivors and a pet dog that also lived. Now, I never really heard of a case where a killer killed a pet or an animal. Even when Dennis Rader attacked the Otero family, they had a pet dog which was unharmed. Now, Brian Kohberger, being a hardcore vegan, very well loved animals, and that's why the pets were unharmed as well. Now, don't get me wrong, I do know some people become vegans due to health reasons, but more so than not, you'll find that vegans take up the cause of animal mistreatment and abuse. Travis Jewton, 26, and Jamie Lynn Jewton, 24, were a married couple who met on an online dating website.
All right, again, I'm going to pause it to respect the creator and also to say we did cover this in a lot. I mean, these shows were a long time ago. I think it was the shows that you started joining SRB that we covered this topic or reference or whatever. I don't really feel like it's involved with the case, but it's a new channel. We have a lot of new people since we covered it, so I figure why not? We'll go ahead and explore it, and who knows, maybe they made this video, whoever, this channel that we're checking out, maybe they made this video because they came across some information. I'm not sure. I just don't feel, as of right now, before I watch this video and until we can confirm certain things, I just don't feel like it's related, but we'll check it out.
Whose lives blossomed ever since. A happily married couple were taking their marriage a step further when they just made plans to vacation to Hawaii. All that would be cut short on August 13th, 2021 at around 3 a.m. Detectives say that is when an intruder came into the couple's home near the intersection of Northeast Howell Prairie Road and Northeast Hazel Green Road and attacked them. A masked man, described to be tall and athletic, came into their bedroom while they were sleeping. As the intruder crept over to their bed, Travis Jewton awoken by the sound and instantly fought against his would-be killer. Jamie Lynn woke up to the sound of chaos, did her best to fight off the attacker as well. During the attack, Travis was already stabbed multiple times. Weakened, he found new strength when seeing Jamie Lynn being attacked. He was able to fight him off long enough for the intruder just to give up and flee. During the struggle, Jamie Lynn was stabbed 19 times. Travis was stabbed numerous more times trying to protect Jamie Lynn, but unfortunately, he would pass away from his severe stab wounds. A friend,
Kib Kitty, is that recent? Is that recent Kib Kitty? Is that according to the mom, like real recent? Because that's interesting. If this person's making a video about it and what you're saying is recent, then I'm going to relook at this video with a different approach here, because I'm just looking at it like I'm waiting for something bombshell to tell me something different. But shit, if Ellie recently, this is according to mom, and this person's making a video about it, which why would, something's going on then. Good night, Pam. I appreciate you. Saw it on news about a month ago. Yes, I appreciate you, Pam. Well, has it been a month, or maybe it was longer that we talked about it? I'm trying to remember.
Friend was staying in the Jewton home in another bedroom to pet sit for the couple, heard the fight and decided to call 911. an ambulance arrived to the Jewton home just in time to take Jamie Lynn away. Doctors operated on her multiple times and were able to save her life. Jamie Lynn was eventually stabilized and laying in her hospital bed, where she learned her husband passed away due to the attack. The same exact day, the couple were to go to Hawaii. Another interesting parallel between the Idaho and Oregon cases is that the crimes took place exactly between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. A mother's intuition always knows. Myra Jewton, Travis's mother, told the news, "I want answers for all 5 of them, Oregon and Idaho. If law enforcement can work together and solve both cases, that would be the best Christmas present ever." Moscow, Idaho police also agree with Myra Jewton. They're not shying away from the Oregon crime. They want this case and any other cases with any similarities to be explored, leading to another similar case that may have happened in the dead of night on the 13th of the month as well, June 13th to be exact. The Idaho Tribune reported that a third attack had a similar profile. According to Oregon Crime Stoppers, Sandra Ladd, 71, was discovered dead in her washable on the 13th of the month as well.
This is the interview right here. Is this the interview you're talking about, Kid Kitty? If anybody can get me the link to that and send it to me, if not, it's no problem. But if anybody does have the availability to get, I'd like to watch that after we're done with this video. If anybody could push that link to me, if you're available.
All both cases, that would be the best Christmas present ever. Moscow, Idaho police also agree with Myra Jewton. They're not shying away from the Oregon crime. They want this case and any other cases with any similarities to be explored, leading to another similar case that may have happened in the dead of night on the 13th of the month as well, June 13th to be exact. The Idaho Tribune reported that a third attack had a similar profile. According to Oregon Crime Stoppers, Sandra Ladd, 71, was discovered dead in her Washougal, Washington home on June 14, 2020. The medical examiner discovered many stab wounds in her torso, leading police to declare her death a homicide at the time. It should be stated she was found dead on the 14th due to a wellness check. Examiners believe she was actually attacked the day before on the 13th, 1 year prior and 70 miles away from the Oregon attack. So we have a creepy connection to the number 13, which already has a creepy connection to many occult practices. Not just that, each crime of similar fashion takes place a year apart, a month apart, and at the same time. Now this could all mean nothing, but it does seem like this suspect, if connected to all these crimes, had some kind of theme going. Also, let's take a look at the number of victims involved. The first crime involved 1 victim, Sandra Ladd. The Oregon crime involved 2 victims with a roommate spared. The third, the Idaho crime, involved 4, which originally looks like may have been 3, as Kaylee originally was not supposed to be there, and theories suggest she got into the way of the suspect's true target, Mogan. Now there does appear to be some kind of pattern, but this is also just speculation. Also, I am not saying Bryan Kohberger is guilty of any of these crimes, even the Idaho crime. As someone who wants to make it as a professional true crime channel, I just can't point the finger at someone and say guilty. We still live in a country with due process. And yes, technically, Bryan Kohberger is innocent till proven otherwise. Now, can I say this does not look good for him and that I would not want to be Bryan Kohberger? Yes, I can say that. There is a lot against him at the moment, including his DNA on the knife sheath, which was the weapon used to end the lives of all 4 victims in the Idaho house. There is also the fact,
and I'm going to pause it again real quick. My coworker even said, who says somebody didn't drop it there to plant it as an alibi for them to go after him instead of the person that did it? You don't know. The DNA is on the button to close it. It doesn't mean that he, even though I feel he did, it doesn't mean in a court of law that that's beyond a reasonable doubt. But there's other evidence we don't even know yet.
His car, similar to his, was seen random times near or in front of the Idaho house as well. DNA does not mean guilt. It's just probable cause for arrest. You can have your DNA found at the scene of a crime and still be found innocent of the crime. I am sure police and prosecution have a lot of other evidence at their disposal as well.
We said the exact same thing.
Just yet.
Thank you, sir.
It is possible that the suspect
didn't even
has
have to
hair
say
from
it.
Kaylee's dog on his clothing or shoe. A big probability, seeing as her dog is a breed that sheds a lot. Any microfiber can be spotted with today's technology. Thank you so much for watching. I will continue to watch this case very closely as new information and
I just want to say bravo to that background music. That's the kind of background music that I want playing for here. I mean, I love my space age funk beat that we always have going. I don't know. Do you guys, should I always have my space age funk beat playing like I always have, or should I go for some creepy stuff like that when we're having these shows?
Depends on what you're talking about to me.
Well, it's always creepy shit, man. Unfortunately.
Right.
But
I
I do bring up some positive stuff and some crazy stuff too.
Right. Well, I would use this for like your intro. This is what's going on. This is how's everybody doing. Like when it's starting off, but then when you start getting into, it might even help if you have might even help if you have a couple different ones that you use for like. This case gets this music. This case gets that song.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it costs or anything,
man.
but
right. Let everybody get in the car real quick, and we just start rolling. Get everybody in the bump beat vibe. Chilling back, floating through space, kind of shit. And then we turn on that creepy shit. I need to figure out because I can have my. That's a great idea, man. Have intro, get the vibe going, get the chill flowing. Then we switch it up with some boom. It's giving me 80s corn. There you go. That's a good idea. How do I even, it sucks. I lost my computer with so many custom music files over the last 15 years, and then it just took a shit and I lost everything. I had all of this stuff to be able to do all this. It stuck. It really does suck, man. I
remember you letting me listen to some of the stuff you came up with and really liking it. That sucks.
Yeah, man. Creating my own beats and everything, man. Yeah. Yeah, my own songs I was making, but with other lyrics to add to it and stuff, but yeah, man, I lost it all because the computer just took a shit. Well, that was a good video. Let me see, where'd you send that, SRB? Was it email? You sent me the link? Okay. Give me 1 second. I do want to see that mom interview because I think that's going to be interesting. Thank you, SRB and Kib Kitty.
Of another deadly stab during another overnight home invasion.
This is from 3 weeks ago.
Because it's 15 months now. It happened 15 months since, before the Moscow murders. It happened in Salem, Oregon. That's Travis Jutin on the left and his wife, Jamie Lynn, on the right. They were attacked by a knife-wielding intruder in the middle of the night while they slept. Travis died at the scene. Jamie Lynn was gravely wounded, but miraculously, she survived the attack. Early in the investigation in the Moscow students case, the cyber sleuths began to notice there were a whole lot of similarities with the Salem case. For instance, both of them happened in the middle of the night. Both of them happened on the 13th of the month. Both attackers used a knife. In both cases, there were survivors left unharmed in the home. And eerily, a pet dog was spared in both Idaho and in Oregon. The survivor who was left behind in the Jutins attack was a friend who was staying over to pet sit because Travis and Jamie Lynn were just about to head out on vacation the next day to Hawaii. And before the arrest of Brian Kohberger in the Idaho killings.
Yeah, I do want to say that. I'm remembering back to when we did cover this, and this was, I believe this was before we knew of Brian Kohberger's arrest, honestly. and that's when we came to the conclusion that it wasn't related. But so I kind of feel like I do need to take a different approach with this angle. Yeah, thank you guys for the link. I appreciate it.
Authorities had said.
And Kevin, if there's anything you want to hop in and say and you want me to pause it, let me know, buddy.
Will do.
They were ruling out a connection with the Oregon case, but since Kohberger's arrest and his alleged match with crime scene DNA, it's not entirely clear whether police have revisited any other unsolved cases in Salem or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, it is.
I'm joined now by Myra Jutin. She is Travis Jutin's
I'll put the link to this
mom.
video
And Myra,
in
may
chat.
I just say
also.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and that we're speaking, under these circumstances, especially since it's been well over a year and they haven't found your son's killer. When you heard about what happened in Idaho, did you instinctively think there might be a connection? Do you now think there might be a connection still?
Well, there's a lot of similarities. I have no proof there's a connection, but I'm hopeful that hopefully that this will reinvigorate this case and bring attention to my son's murder. And hopefully we will get some answers soon. It will be 1 year and 6 months this coming Friday on the 13th.
So 18 months, that is, no parent should have to go through any of what you've gone through. And certainly this wait has been excruciating, I can only imagine. When you heard after 7 weeks that they were able to find a suspect in Idaho, did that at least reinvigorate your hope that you still could find your son's killer?
Yes, it did. I was very happy very relieved for those parents that law enforcement was put all their emphasis on trying to find that killer. Emphasis can be put on my killer because, as you said, it's going to be a year and a half this Friday, and I'm hoping that we can find his killer as well.
I'm assuming that you have fairly regular contact with the detectives on the case just to get an update. And I wonder if once Brian Kohberger's name became public, and it's only been a week and a half, did they revisit this with you to say that they want to maybe get access to the DNA and see if there might be a possibility that these are connected?
No, I have not heard from them. My attorney is in contact with them, but I have not heard from the detectives in this case.
So you put out a $50,000 reward.
I thought she did.
How did that, how did that juice the tips that came in? Because as we know, tips can be everything, right? It can be, and I'm putting the information up on the screen for anybody who's watching right now. Because tips are so important, the detective who's working on this case has an email and a phone number for anybody who's watching and wants to send tips in on this case. But how did the tips come in after the reward, and how have the tips been since the reward expired?
So all the tips go to Marion County. They go into the tip line or to the detective. And we have had no update from Marion County what kind of tips have come in.
And, there was another case as well within the last few years of a bizarre overnight stabbing. A woman named Sandra Ladd also stabbed in her home in the middle of the night. They haven't found that killer either. Do you think that this case might reinvigorate both of your cases, that there might be some thought that there's a serial killer?
Well, what I hope it does is that I hope it reinvigorates both cases, because no family should go what my family has gone through for the last, year and a half with no answers. And I'm hoping that, my son will get that same kind of attention that the Idaho murders have gotten, and help to kind of solve this case. And the same thing with the other case, that family gets answers as well.
Well, in an effort to help that along, let's also put up the email for the detective in this case. I actually communicated with her today, and she said it would be great to have her email. It's right on the bottom there, jvanhorn@co.marion.or.us for anyone who might have tips in this. You have now, Myra, gone through 2 birthdays of your son without your son, 2 Christmases without your son, and I'm sure you sought advice from anyone who could give you advice in the unimaginable new reality. But it
I love
get
truth and
easier.
transparency too on
No,
it. Great channel.
It doesn't get easier. It
can't
gets
imagine.
harder. And my son was this amazing young man.
You're fine. We watch her a
And,
lot. We watch her a lot.
It's very hard not to have any answers. And I just wish somebody could come forward, just give that extra piece to the puzzle that we need.
And I want to say thank you for hopping in, Casey. I appreciate you checking out the channel. And it is sad. Yeah. I try to cover everything here. Actually, people have told me I cover too much, so that's kind of the. I try and cover everything that I can, considering have a job and all that stuff too. But I thank you for hopping in, and yeah, this is a hard case. I'm definitely saving this video. Thank you, SRB and Kib Kitty, for the link. I appreciate you guys getting us the link so quick after that other one. After that other video we watched. I really appreciate you mods. Thank you for everything that you do. It's because of you why we have the atmosphere we do, the information that we do, and the effectiveness that we do. So I just want to say thank you. And remember, tomorrow, Monday, mod meeting, first one. Yeah, it is. But we don't talk. It's a little bit, we kind of go here to here. We might jump back, but we try to, just. And we even like to talk about cases that nobody even talks about. So, Casey, if there's anything that's not being talked about, please let me know, because I want to be somebody who talks about something that's not being talked about. Seriously, we do that.
My son was gentle, patient, just an amazing young man. He would have given you the shirt off your back. And I don't understand why someone would have done this to him. And I can't start grieving until I have an answer. So it's very difficult for my family. We have a lot of family in Oregon. As you probably know, I have 9 brothers and sisters, and Travis has lots of aunts and uncles and cousins in Oregon. And we're all grieving, and we want answers. He was an amazing, amazing young man.
Was the pet sitter in the house, who was spared from this horrendous crime, able to give any details at all? Because in the Idaho case, the eyewitness actually saw a perpetrator in the house.
I don't know. I mean, that's something that Marion County would have to tell you. I don't have that information. It's, that was something that would have to come from Marion County.
And did Jamie Lynn have any memories of the attack that nearly killed her as well?
That poor lady.
You would have to ask Jamie Lynn.
Do you have any advice for the families of the Idaho victims? Because they're starting on a journey that you have now been in for 1.5 years.
Well, it's kind of hard because they at least know who their killer is. And so, they can start now the grieving process. For me and my husband and my other son and the rest of our family, we can't grieve yet because we don't know who the killer is and why they did this to our beautiful young son.
I appreciate it, Casey.
We just don't understand that. And so I am super relieved for those families in Idaho. I'm happy that they are getting the answers they need to get, because No family should have to ever bury their son, ever.
And, there's two things I want to say when I pause this video just to respect the content creator. Number one, I want to say thank you to Kib Kitty and Kevin for talking about your guys' stories earlier, because just like this, even though it's a different kind of passing, those stories are always hard to share, and so I thank you for doing that. Also, I want to say that, who knows, when we talked about this case before, when it's related to the Idaho, it was a long time ago, and maybe these could be related. So I hope that if there is some kind of relation to the crimes, I hope that she definitely is able to get some kind of answers, because if there's no new interviews with her or no information that she expresses to anybody, then I would assume that's all she knows, and this lady definitely deserves some more answers when it comes to what happened to her family members. I want to say thank you to Kib Kitty. Good night. I appreciate you hanging out all night. Thank you for coming up on panel, and thank you for your story earlier. And then there's only about a minute or two left of this one, and I'm gonna see what else we got. There is some breaking news that came out I'm gonna switch to. It's only about 40 seconds, and then I'm gonna see what else is out there. We're either gonna stick to Koberger or we're gonna switch to Summer Wells next.
Our daughter.
Myra, is there something you'd like us all to know about Travis? Something special, a great memory about your son?
My son was he was just a great kid. I just can't tell you. I mean, I shouldn't call him a kid because he was a young man, but he was just so sweet and kind, and he would have given you the shirt off his back, and you've seen the pictures. He had this smile in his eyes that just lit up the room, and we all call him our shining light, because there's a star up there for him, and he is shining down from heaven. So he's just a great kid.
Kid, as long as you want, because I have two boys and they will never be men to me. They will always be a kid. I'm going to just mention that address again for the detective on this case. It's J. Van Horn. It does not have an E on it. J. Van Horn at co.marion.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, let me see if it'll pop up on the
.or.
All right. Let's get rid of that. And you guys can take a screenshot, or I just want to leave that link up there for a second, because you never know who watches these, and if it's something of information that they can use to forward any kind of tips, who knows. So I just always leave it up there for a few seconds.
US, if anything, and they might have some information about this horrendous crime, and maybe can send in a tip. Myra, I'm thinking of you, and I send you as much strength as I possibly can through the airwaves, and I appreciate you talking to me tonight, and the best of luck in getting resolution in your case.
Thank you for keeping my son's name alive.
You bet. He has a beautiful smile. You're right.
Myra. What a sweetheart. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Again, if anybody would like the link to this interview, here's the link for that. I'm going to switch to this breaking news. There was a massive earthquake in Turkey. I just want to share this real quick.
Turkey were a massive 7.3 earthquake struck overnight. This is in southern Turkey, not too far from the border with Syria. Our stringer in Istanbul says they didn't feel it there, but says he cannot get through to other parts of the country. There are unconfirmed photos and videos on social media that show buildings collapse. Again, this happened at night. People were at home at the time.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the...
Thank you, Mark Brown. All right. So hopefully it'll take me back. So do you know anything that much about Idaho 4, man? The 4 students that were murdered, or? You follow that at all? Have you heard any of the stuff that we talk about? Ooh, bed crime stories. Ooh, she covers a lot of stuff too. I do like bed crime stories. I really appreciate her content. And she has such a peaceful voice too. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the link to the channel up in chat in case anybody's not subbing and they'd like to. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty. And then we'll get to Summer Wells after this. I want to cover a little bit of Summer Wells too. So here is Bed Crime Stories. And this is If Ethan Died in Doorway, what did DMC and Kohberger has admired? It is from 20 hours ago. And I'll put the link to this video in chat as well.
All doing well this weekend. To anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you for
She's
checking
got
out
such
the
a great
channel.
voice.
Let me just ask that after listening to this video or watching it, if you find you enjoyed it or learned something, smash that like button and please subscribe. News Nation shared new details on how the crime in Moscow, Idaho unfolded. You likely have already heard about this, but these new details have brought up new questions for me. First, let's review the new details. Sources close to News Nation are saying that Kaylee Goncalves and Maddie Mogen died first. The source also confirmed that Ethan Chapin and Xana Coronado died on the second floor after Kaylee and Maddie. They also said that Ethan died in the doorway of Xana's bedroom due to a slash to the...
And as well, we've had this thing for so long, and since she's shown it, I want to say thank you to Valerie. If you go back to the show where I have Valerie in the title, and this was probably 2 months ago, she came in with some crazy information. She came up on panel, and she's the one that gave me the tour that you're actually seeing right now. So I want to share this with you. So if you guys would like to have this tool, you're more than welcome. What a great tool that we've used in this channel, and it was all thanks to Valerie and whoever created it, the content, because the show that we had, Valerie, what a show when it came to this Idaho 4 stuff.
neck, and Xana fought back in such a way that she repeatedly grabbed the K-bar from the perpetrator.
Good night, SRB. I appreciate
suffering
you.
deep cuts to her fingers in the process. Of course, some of these details conflict with what the coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, said. Early on, Mabbitt stated that the students were all found in bed. She also described jabs, not slashes. Of course, no one can officially talk about the case on record, so Mabbitt can't come out right now and explain the discrepancies. I thought about these new details, and then I reflected back to what Dylan M. told the police about what she experienced on November 13th, 2022, when she awoke at 4 a.m. to what she thought were the sounds of Kaylee playing with her dog up on the 3rd floor. And then a short time later, hearing Kaylee say, "There's someone here." We know now that what Dylan had to have heard was the perpetrator trying to contain Murphy in Kaylee's empty bedroom, and then him entering Maddie's room and Kaylee being aware of his presence just long enough to say those 3, technically 4, powerful words. "There's someone here." In the probable cause affidavit, Dylan is also quoted as saying that she opened her door when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. She also stated that she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying from Xana's room. And then she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." And we know that at 4:17 a.m., a security camera on the house to the northwest of 1122 King Road picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud.
So since you just joined us recently, Kevin, have you been hearing that last minute and a half of what that lady was saying?
Yeah, I kind
So
of
what do you
freaked me out a
think?
little bit.
Who do you think? I noticed your reaction. Who do you think was the person that said, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you"?
Honestly, that sounds like somebody with some type of mental disorder to me.
And the whimpering and the thud after?
Somebody that probably got pretty messed up, possibly killed.
And it was the corner of where the outside of the building had red stuff dripping from the foundation down the side of the cement.
I missed that part, but yeah, that don't sound good at all to me.
So yeah, I heard you make a noise there, and I wanted to pause it real quick. And since you're recent, since we've started talking about this, I wanted to hear what you thought real quick about that. Thank you everybody for hanging out so much. Yeah, crazed psycho demon, Aussie Jen.
Yeah.
Exactly, 100%.
That camera is less than 50 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
You're fine. I was just gonna say, I've been saying for years, the biggest thing we're missing in this country is our faith in Christ.
Hey.
Seems like when that's diminished, it's started to go downhill pretty quick. But there I go, being my religious nerd again.
Or just trying to be a good person, treating others how you'd want to be treated.
That's how I live my life every day.
Yep.
But
from the west wall of Xana's bed. Bedroom. Dylan M. stated she opened her door for a third time after she heard crying, and that's when she saw a figure clad in black clothing with a mask covering his mouth and nose walking toward her, with all those sounds of crying and a thud that was loud enough to be picked up by the next door neighbor's security camera. And now hearing that Ethan was in the doorway to Xana's room when he died, and then Xana was forced to try and fight with the perpetrator and try and grab the sharp object from his hand, cutting herself in the process. If all this is true, and News Nation, in my opinion, is a reliable source, this tells me that Dylan M. had to have seen Ethan in that doorway. If not around 4:20 a.m. after the masked man walked past her and departed, then for certain when she and Bethany left their bedrooms later on that Sunday morning. These new details mean that yes, Ethan would have been lying in the hallway, as the rumors said early on. All of this screams once again, why wasn't 911 called as soon as that masked man walked out the door? If you heard your roommate crying and you heard a loud thud of what had to be at least one body falling to the floor, would you not want to dial 911 to try and get that person help? And even if you saw that person could not be saved, would you not wonder about the other 3 roommates whose lives were also at risk? News Nation's extra details makes it sound like the students were harmed in this order: Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and then Xana. Ethan likely stepped out to see what all the commotion was about and found himself wounded before he knew what was happening. That left Xana to see what was actually going on and to realize that if she didn't get that object out of the perpetrator's hand, it
Right.
would not be good for her.
Right.
All of this makes sense with the timeline the police shared, with what Xana's father said early on about her fighting back, with the rumors that swirled about Ethan being on the floor. The only thing that doesn't make sense is how Dylan M. could be up there on that same second floor with Ethan and Xana a few feet away and not see this go down. She had to have heard that thud. That alone should have made her lock her door at that point and dial 911 pronto. Okay, she was terrified. She added she was in a frozen shock state. Okay, but does that frozen shock state last all night long until just before 11 or 11:58?
And I just want to say real quick and pause it again. Tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we'll be getting into the new information that came out about how there was contact to the sorority house at 8 a.m. about what took place, how there's speculation about there being contact to the other roommates in the home, to calls and text messages to see if they would respond, which they didn't. So we're not going to be able to get into it tonight, but I do want to pause it since they're talking about it. And I do want to say there is new information that's coming out, and we'll get into that Tuesday night.
8 a.m. Sunday morning? I have questions, and I think the lawyers will too. And anyone who fails to ask those questions is failing the victims. I'm sorry, I'm not here to victim shame. It's just that hearing that Ethan was in the doorway brings up all those same questions, and it makes them even stronger in my mind. That bedroom wasn't but a few feet from Dylan M's bedroom and her door. I'm hoping News Nation's sources can shed further light on what exactly went down on that second floor. How did Dylan M...
Oh, exactly, Aussie Jen. I was actually telling somebody last night, I said, you know, I'm sure with the way that the LE cleared her from being a suspect right away in the beginning, I'm pretty sure that they understand that there's a reasonable reason why things took place the way they did from 4 a.m. until 11:58 a.m. So everybody does act differently. I'm sure if the police, you know, felt differently, then, you know, different things would be taking place. So I'm sure there's a reason why they're not releasing the 911 call. There's a reason why they're not releasing who was the friends that were there. That's why they're not releasing any of that information. I'm sure it's all pertaining to it together, and once the trial happens, if a trial does take place and there's not some plea agreement, I imagine we will find out, and we will then understand, just like the LE does, why she is not a suspect.
I'm not...
Yeah, they're used to people coming and going. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Plus, stress does
You know.
crazy things.
Right, exactly. So I'm sure the way that the LE first came out and said, you know what I mean? So I'm sure
Yeah.
that they already know. They're just not releasing it to us, and they don't have to have the PCA and the you know, the probable cause affidavit. They don't need that. You know, they're gonna give us little bits, just enough to have him in custody, but they're not gonna release all of this stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna, when we get to the trial, and I hope there is a trial. When we get to that point, unfortunately, it is a long wait, but once we get there, you know, I'm sure we'll understand too.
Then there. How did she
Yeah.
not hear the thud that the camera picked up? Wouldn't she have been worried about those people's lives and if they could be saved? It's so confusing. One more thing. Did you guys hear about a Kentucky single mom sending passionate love letters to none other Then suspect Brian
That's
Kohlberg,
another thing we'll be
who
going
she
over
describes
Tuesday night
as,
as
and I
well.
quote, "My divine masculine and my perfect man." Kohlberger has also received photos from this woman, who goes by the name Brittany J. Hislop on Facebook, and she claims to have a 16-year-old son. Fox News is reporting that she has written about her feelings for Kohlberger nearly every day, sometimes multiple times a day, since early January. And it quoted this: "I know that the last I had heard weeks ago is that Brian is being kept isolated from other inmates, and so I know that we do both likely sleep alone, as I mentioned in a past post." End quote. Hislop wrote that in her most recent post, which was dated shortly after midnight on Friday. Hislop declared Kohlberger her love interest, and she wrote, "I don't know if Brian is or was single when he supposedly committed the blanks, but I wonder if he and I ever would have met, if he would have liked me, and if we could have connected well," she wrote in one lengthy note.
What?
"I knew it was only a matter of time before the Nutters came out and started contacting Kohlberger. I get the feeling he will ask for photos. Guess what? I looked her up. She's not bad looking.
Did you need me to rewind something, man? Was that a reaction from the video?
He's 28.
That was what? That was a what from? Was this after the crime was committed?
Writing to someone who's been
Yes.
accused of doing what he
I'll put the link in chat, and then you can.
In a recent post, she
Yeah, I'll
spoke
put
of
it in
her,
chat,
quote,
and
sensations and desires, and she
if anybody
shares
wants this
previous
video,
relationships
yeah, we'll be
that
going
So
into
much
it Tuesday
confusion
night.
in my head right now.
What's up?
Twin flame, and this
Just how could you like have a crush on somebody that killed girls in the same house you live in, or possibly did this?
Dude, it happens with all. It happens with all the serial killers, man.
I mean, I forget what they call it. What do they call that? Where victims get a romantic interest in their kidnappers.
I don't know what they call it,
I
man.
forget.
I just know it happens all the time, unfortunately.
Something syndrome.
Yeah,
I'm
it
afraid to
is, I
open a new.
think. It is. I don't know, man. We'll be going into it Tuesday night, though, a little deeper than what she's doing. But yeah,
Man, that's crazy.
yeah. So I'm gonna check out J is for Justice. I enjoy her channel. We haven't played too many videos, maybe once or twice here. But I am gonna check out this video. It's about Summer Wells. I do want to cover a couple videos of Summer Wells real quick, and then I'll be ending the show for the evening. And we'll be back with the show Tuesday night, and tomorrow night will be my mod meeting, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central. Please, if you're able to join, please do. So I'm going to go ahead and... Do you know anything about Summer Wells? Definitely some kind of syndrome, Cherry says. Exactly. I just don't know what you call it.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I had my other phone upstairs charging because it almost died.
Yeah, let me know.
It's
Just let
gonna
me. I'll
bug me.
pause it. I'll pause the video when you find out. I'm gonna hit
Okay.
up the Summer Wells real quick and see what J for Justice brings us. J is for Justice. Oh. Where's the closed caption?
The rumor is that they were taken out of
Oh,
the
this
home. Were they
audio.
taken from you guys?
It's so crackly.
I got it.
Yesterday?
What is it? What's the name of it?
Stockholm
good audio.
syndrome.
Really. It's what?
Stockholm syndrome. They discovered it in
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, the guy that found it lived in Stockholm. I believe I can't remember the country now, but yeah, it's where you kidnap victims and people that have been like under extreme stress want to be with their kidnappers or whatever. Because back when I wanted to join the military, I was looking into stuff like that, and that's one thing spec ops guys have to be careful about if they have to go in after someone that's been held as a hostage for months on end, because sometimes it'll kick in and people will actually fight to defend their kidnappers after a while. It's crazy stuff.
Interesting, man. Well, thanks for looking that up.
Yeah.
Bringing facts on the open panel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I do my best.
Hey, man.
For a worst case scenario, you know, we could always hope for a good scenario, but you know, it can't be good, because no matter what situation she's in, she's lost her freedom. Even if she's alive, she's lost her freedom. She can't be seen in public.
What?
Boys back home.
How does he know?
If someone was to be found today, we wouldn't be able to see her or talk to her.
What?
You know, and we can't talk to our boys.
Were they in touch with Candace when you were in jail?
Yes. Yeah.
But did something change when you got out of jail?
The only thing that changed is suddenly we weren't allowed to contact him at all. I was in 23-hour lockdown. So for my safety, they say.
And since he was released from jail, Wells says it's been a challenge to gain custody back.
They're doing nothing to help us. In fact, they're making us jump through all kinds of hoops, which is almost impossible to jump through all of them and hold a job and do all these things. They're making it real tough on us. There's not one shred of evidence. There's nothing.
Huh.
As much as they look, as much as the work that they've done, they haven't been able to come up with anything. Candace has been in the emergency room 4 times for heart problems, and we're looking at eventually doing a major surgery, hopefully to correct the problem with her heart. But she's doing better, I think. But all the stress and stuff, it's not helping at all, I don't think. It's just another day without her. I mean, I don't really want to celebrate her birthday without her. She was definitely going to be tall. She'd probably be as tall as me, I'd say.
Oh, really, Aussie Jen?
I'm sure she would be the same person. And she didn't have no qualms about taking on her brothers, that's for sure. She didn't hesitate to put them in their place real quick.
Saying she's a tough little girl. If you're comfortable sharing it, however you're comfortable sharing it, even if it's a direct message, can you, and I won't say anything if it is through direct message, I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are. And let me get to this other video here. This is from JLR, and it's a recording and him saying Fred Hill did something to Summer Wells. I don't know who this Fred Hill is. If anybody does know in chat, can you fill me in on that? And then after this video, I'm going to go ahead and end the show for the evening. Oh, wow, that's loud. Holy crap.
Jonathan Lee Riches investigates where is Summer Wells, 6-year-old Wells, June 15th, 2021. It's been almost 20 months since she went missing. Birthday is coming up. She'll be 7. Don Wells, the father of Summer Wells, he's been speaking a lot lately on another YouTuber's chat, Crime Crazy Critters on the Farm. Don Wells just recently spoke on there again. Was asked a question about Fred Hill, his neighbor, about if Hill could have done something with Summer Wells. And this was Don Wells' response on this channel. Check it out.
Well, Fred Hill, I don't want to say anything bad, you know, but he, how can I say this? He tries to throw everybody off. Let's just put it that way. He's throwing everybody off, right?
Is there a possibility that Fred Hill could have done something?
It is possible. He left out about the time Summer disappeared to take off all that scrap metal. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible
now,
for a
Fred
lot of
Hill.
So Don Wells says it's possible Fred Hill could have done something with Summer. Don Wells has been, since Summer Wells went missing, blaming lots of people and deflecting the attention off him and Candace. He more or less throws lots of people under the bus. He's thrown Fred Hill, the neighbor, under the bus numerous times. Fred Hill has his own history and problems with the law, but I truly doubt Fred Hill had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. Do you believe Don Wells when he says it's possible Fred Hill could have done something? Do you think Fred Hill could have done something with Summer Wells? Or do you think it's just Don Wells being Don Wells and blaming other people? Where is Summer Wells? We haven't given up on Summer Wells. Summer has an army out there in the millions. There's millions of people out there. We run a Facebook group with over 20,000 members, all in support of Summer Wells and just seeking justice for Summer Wells. Where is she? If you have any credible information about the whereabouts of Summer Wells, contact Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND. We're not give up on Summer Wells. We're going to keep shining the light on Don and Candace Wells, the parents. Their boys were taken away from them. You know, I feel like the failed Summer, but I think the system is redeeming itself by keeping the boys away from Don and Candace. We heard recently that Don and Candace have no contact with their boys, the 3 boys that were taken away, and I think that's a great thing. So maybe the Department of Children's Families up there, or AKA CPS, have seen firsthand what the boys and the atmosphere is like to the boys about what really goes on in the Wells house, and are now forbidding.
Oh wow, Oxygen
near the Wells. Hopefully, the Wells' parental rights are terminated, and the boys can be put in a proper home and get a proper lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, not that shenanigan stuff and wild stuff coming out of Ben Hill Road. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. I am covering the Summer Wells case. No stone left unturned.
That's for sure. That poor little girl. I need to have a night on her too, where we cover that case as well. That definitely needs talked about more, for sure.
Did they know for sure her dad did something bad to her, though?
No.
Because if not, why is he... So why are they hassling him so hard?
Because it's all sketch from the beginning, man. It's all sketch. It's one of those cases that just makes you. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just that it's hard to sum it up in a couple minutes. It's one of them cases where you question every freaking person, man. For real. We'll have to go into that some night where we have a Summer Wells night, because I definitely need to have one. That's for sure. And that would definitely be a 3 4-hour show. Guarantee it. But well, thanks, man. I appreciate you hopping up. I appreciate you hanging out, man. And
No problem.
yeah,
It's
if you
fun.
need some help tomorrow, let me find out. Yeah, hit me up and message me about it. If you're good to do it tomorrow, I'm gonna find out from Kib Kitty if she's getting some help on Discord. I think SRB is gonna try and help her out. If not, I already told her I would help her get Discord set up. And then after that, after I'm done, I could, if it doesn't take too long to help her, I should be able to help you out real quick. You know, it shouldn't even take that long. Baptismo might take a little bit, but as long I could at least get you the basics and help you, you know, start your own StreamYard and hop in with you and help you get everything set up the way that you like and how things work and stuff, man. I think it'd be a great thing for your channel. So
Saying I'll be playing with that tonight here in a little bit. I'm actually filling up my aquariums right now, and got one more coaster to burn after the one that's going. So
yeah, you got some new subs tonight, and maybe overnight when it's on replay, you might get some more, man. And yeah, fool around with it, dude. That's the easiest way to figure it out. And it's StreamYard's not that hard, man. You just Baptismo is the one that you just really have to like set it up, but that won't even take that long. But yeah, we'll get you hooked up, bro. And I definitely want you Thursday night, man, for Murdaugh special too. All right, buddy.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely be available.
All right, buddy.
I'll put it in my personal phone alarm. That way,
7 p.m. Central, and probably about 7:15. I'll be throwing out the link for the panel, man.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good night and enjoy messing around with the new toy. And good luck on the channel, man. I can't wait to put some of your videos up here too, man. Show people what you're working on.
Me neither, because I also just found the adapter I need to pull the video off my Android phone to get it into my Apple system, so I can actually edit it down, because it's 15 gigs and I can't send it anyway because I don't have Wi-Fi right now.
Hey, it's all good, buddy. Whenever it happens, we'll keep promoting you, and I can't wait to see the content that you're going to be able to make, man, because it's going to be some peaceful shit. I love watching woodworking.
Have you ever watched anyone run a lathe? Because there's nothing better than watching a lathe.
Hey, show us, man. Make a certain video on it. I'll go to his channel real quick since he's up on the panel here again. I'll show you what. This is Kevin Kraft. He does woodwork, and so I'll go ahead and throw up the link to the Facebook group in chat so you can go check out his products, and if you're interested, yeah. And I'm gonna help him get set up so he can have come on, who wouldn't want to chill back and watch somebody make these beautiful pieces of wood art? You know, I think it'd be peaceful and relaxing. I think it'd be a great channel. I think it'd be great content.
Yeah, especially
cool.
when especially when you get tired of watching the woodworking, I can throw a laser up and woo.
Hey, or do special videos. This is how you use this tool. This is how you make this with this tool, you know. Like give us some informational videos too, you know, like what the tool is, what it does, you know, what it's meant for. I think that'd be great too, man. Not only have your live streams of your just normal every day, every night kind of work thing, but also make informational videos about the tools and the products and stuff that you use, man.
Yeah, because that's actually a whole line of stuff I was thinking about doing, like how to safely use a table saw, how to use a lathe, how to identify different lathe tools. Because I mean, I have some tools that I can only use when I'm working with a pen, and if I use them on a bowl, if you aren't careful, you can actually snap the steel tool in half, and that's never a good day. So yeah.
Well, there's the channel to his YouTube, everybody. If you haven't clicked on it yet and you'd like to go subscribe, please do. And yeah, man, we'll get you hooked up, okay, man? And I'll help you with whatever you need for your channel. All right, man?
Sounds good, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a peaceful and positive evening. Thanks for being up here on panel. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you guys Tuesday night. And he's going to be joining us for sure Thursday night with the Murdaugh special part 2. So I suggest go ahead and watch part 1. Get refreshed up on it. I will be myself. And then after that, we'll be dipping into part 2 Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much, whether you're in live or replay. I hope I earned your support, your sub, your like, your bell notification, so you get that little ding dong when I go live again. And I'll see you guys Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central. Thank you, everybody.